spider sense is tingling. What's next?
My nephew, with that mighty Skywalker blood, and in my hubris, I thought I could train him. I could pass on my strengths. By the time I realized I was no match for the darkness rising in him,
I went to confront him.
and I was left with shame and with consequence. Because I was Luke Skywalker, Jedi Master. A legend.
Hey! Are you crazy? What's the matter with you? What happened?
What do you want?
You don't know who I am, do you?
Well, should I know who you are?
Not much time. Hang on, kid. I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
This is Rogue 2. Echo Base, this is Rogue 2. I found them. Repeat, I found them.
Fade in.
This is where the fun begins.
Hello there.
Crap. 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 Crap.
You know, hey! You guys sure are friendly, aren't you?
I'll probably never meet him.
You might. There's something different about him.
The Force is strong with you.
Had enough?
What do you want? I'm busy.
No, we have a race.
No. The
There's nothing special about you. You're nothing.
Now stand aside, worthy adversary.
'Tis but a scratch.
A scratch? Well, what's that then?
I've heard worse.
You liar!
Come on, you pansy.
Victory is mine!
Just a flesh wound.
You will each be part of me, and together we will be complete.
Use the Force. Let go.
The Force is strong in this one. I have you not.
What? You're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this thing and go home.
I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom. Cocainum. Like a rock.
Perhaps you referred to the imminent attack of your rebel fleet. Yes, I assure you, we are quite safe from your friends here.
He saved us. He really did it.
Papa!
May the Force be with us.
Together, we have achieved great many things.
Greetings, programs. Welcome to the Not My Star Wars live stream. Jonathan Rinzler update. St. Jude Children's Hospital charity stream. Justina Ireland. Obi-Wan Kenobi show. HASBRO. Ezra and Thrawn. How is everyone on this Friday? We have a lot to talk about. I hope everyone is great. It's going to be quite a stream. I know that it's going to be one of my hardest and that it will be probably one of the best. So welcome. I'm very happy to see you guys. And here we are. Another week in Star Wars. What is everyone talking about? Greetings, programs. Hello there, Adaptive. Good to see you, brother. Greetings, D. Always glad to see you. Hey, James. Good to see you again from like 5 minutes ago. D, how are you? D. Corey. Stream Elements bot is running, everyone. I'm looking in a reflection of myself. I look like I'm wearing eyeliner. Maybe the stream made me tired. Maybe. Give me 1 second. The fan is like blowing me around. Give me 1 second here. Okay, this is being simulcast over on YouNow. If anyone wants to support, Chili, I see you over there. Thank you so much. I have to look on the second screen because this is being shared from YouTube. On Fridays, I do my main show from YouTube. Thank you so much. I see you. I appreciate it, truly. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Really surprised my sister didn't yell at me and tell me to shut up. This is actually genius. Why so? And I hope you're enjoying it. Your pain runs deep. Share it with me. Today's episode was so boring that I didn't even finish it. Yeah. Stared at my cell the entire episode. Yeah. Who's Jonathan Rinzler? We're going to talk about him in just a second. Pretty ironic that I watched the full episode of the week and there was nothing to talk about. And this week I didn't finish the episode, and now there's a lot to go over. Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on with the Bad Batch, but is what it is. Man, how did I lose 2 people? What the hell? Anyways. All right. Glad you guys are here. We have a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. Chili, again, I see you over there. Thank you so much. The link's at the top if you care to. I don't know if you use YouTube, but it's there. Okay. Just getting, I have like all these windows open, so I'm trying to get a little bit organized here. Just one moment. So much going on. Boy. Just a second, guys. I forgot to open up these links before for what we're going to be looking at. So just a second. By the way, the links are, as always, in the description, bottom of the description. We'll be covering the articles. And I'll talk about a few other links here in just a moment. Sorry for the wait, guys. Okay, one more, and we're good to go. Four, five, six. Six. Okay. Almost there. One more second. I just need to find one more thing here. Okay. We're good to go. Alrighty. Double check everything else is where it needs to be. That over there. Okay. Jonathan Rinzler, we will talk about here in a second. All right. I just hadn't seen a meme video that good in a while. Oh, okay, cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And welcome. Welcome to the stream. I do this every Friday. All right, so we have a lot to talk about today. I almost don't know where to start, but I guess I'm going to start with the hardest and most important part. Jonathan Rinzler. Jonathan, first let me read you something that I wrote from roughly March, April, May, June, July. So roughly like May, June of 2020, Jonathan Rinzler had done a little stream talking about his new book. and I caught it. And I had known about Jonathan for many years because he's written a lot of the behind-the-scenes books for Indiana Jones, Aliens, Star Wars, and other things. He makes really great in-depth books. They're very well researched and written. They're some of the best books out there as far as movie books. So I reached out to him to come on and talk about Star Wars with me and his experience at Lucasfilm and everything. And he was very gracious to come on. We had an amazing time. We spoke for about an hour and a half. This was on July 7th, 2020. What Star Wars Means to Us with former Lucasfilm Licensing Executive Editor, J.W. Rinzler. So I'm going to read you real quick the description that I wrote because it's one of the easiest ways for you to know who he is if you don't know him. Born in Lakewood, New Jersey, Jonathan Rinzler grew up in New York City and Berkeley. He is married, has 2 adult daughters, and lives on the Northern California coast. Author of over 20 books, 3 New York Times bestsellers, and a London Times bestseller, including The Making of Star Wars, The Complete Making of Indiana Jones, and the #1 best-selling graphic novel, The Star Wars. His books have been translated into 7 languages with more than 600,000 copies in print. A prolific writer who was Lucas Licensing's book division executive editor until 2016. Following the announcement of the Star Wars canon reboot into Star Wars Legends in April of 2014, a new edition of The Star Wars by Rinzler was published on May 7th. He has also written The Making of the Planet of the Apes, The Making of Alien, Planet Apes 2018, The Making of Alien 2019, The Making of Aliens, coming out in September of 2020, which at this point is past. His most recent books are The Making of Return of the Jedi and Star Wars Storyboards, the original trilogy. In March 2014, J.W. Rinzler wrote Star Wars, The Clone Wars episodes The Disappeared Part 1 and The Disappeared Part 2. His first novel, All Up, is due out in July 2020, which obviously has come out. He did write 2 episodes of the Clone Wars cartoons. The villain, Rinzler in Tron Legacy, was named after Jonathan. So if you remember Rinzler, the villain in Tron, is also on the thumbnail of that video, of that live stream. I was hired as the nonfiction editor, which by Lucas Books' strange definition also included all of DK Star Wars books because they are not story driven, but they are. Jonathan Rinzler. So Jonathan came on that day. We had an amazing conversation. I encourage you guys to check out that stream sometime. I actually forgot to put that link. I will put it later in this stream's description. You can easily find it on my channel, YouNow. I'm going to put the link in case anyone wants to look at it in the future. Casper, hey, I'm over on YouTube, but I see you. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate it, brother. Hope to see you soon. A lot of people really loved that stream. I did too. So we had an amazing conversation. He had to go, and still after the stream, we talked in the back room, in the green room, for like another half an hour. We had just such a great time and really clicked. And from there, I didn't talk to him, I don't know, for a few weeks, a month or something. And then I spoke to him a few other times about different things, and we've spoken quite a few times. Now, Jonathan is not someone that I claim is like a good friend. We don't talk on the phone every day or anything like that. But I have spoken with him many times, and I do call him a friend. He's been very appreciative. And we've spoken about quite a few things over the past year or so. So months later, I find out that he's fighting pancreatic cancer. And I found out that when he came on the stream with me, he was already fighting it. I didn't know. Nobody knew except for like his family, maybe closest friends. So that stream was amazing. And one of my favorite personal Star Wars memories, moments. And then to find out months later he's fighting pancreatic cancer was just he seemed a little weak. He seemed a little skinny in the stream, but I didn't really think about it. I figured, you know, he's getting older, and it just was such a blow to hear that. It's one of the worst types of cancer. And, you know, life goes on. He had to promote his book and keep going. He has a family. He has 2 daughters. His wife, of course. But he came on here, soldiered through, didn't let a single hint of him being sick or uncomfortable or anything. So anyways, over the months, we've, of course, spoken several times. He's always in good spirits. He's always very thankful. And he's always looking to the future. Never have I spoken to him that he's pessimistic or down. Such a good person. And so gracious. Thanking me. I'm just a YouTuber. Just a Star Wars fan. And I feel so lucky to call him a friend. So, sorry guys, I'm trying to hold it together, but a few days ago, I get an email. It wasn't personally from him, but it is right from him, his family. My father, J.W. Rinzler. Who had been diagnosed with 4-stage pancreatic cancer last August, is now making end-of-life plans. Many people over the last year have sent beautiful thoughts and prayers and well wishes. And my dad has been grateful to receive each message of support. And knowing him, he probably wrote back to every single person. Many have asked if they can help. And so I'm sharing our GoFundMe, which will help with my father's medical expenses. I, my dad, and our family thank you again. Sarah, his daughter. P.S. Dad adds that the Kazanjian book is done and coming out in August. The Shining book is being designed. That's the email. He does have a book that he spoke about at that time. That is coming, as he said, in August. When I have a link, when I have more info, I will talk about it. So please keep an eye. So, needless to say, pretty horrible freaking news. And pancreatic cancer is one of the worst. It gets most people that have it. It's also one of the most painful, if not the most painful. It's something that if you catch it very early, you can fight it. But when you got it, man, it's pretty much a death sentence. I'm not giving up. I know that he's not. His family, his friends. But when you're this far along and you put out an email like that, which recently I got an email about a week or two before that where things had gotten a little bit sour. But then to put that out, God forbid, but we could lose him any day. Any day. So I wanted to bring awareness to his situation, to remind everyone that it can happen to any of us. To be aware of it, to support the research of it, to help people that have it. It's one of the worst things that ever happened to humanity, really. And I was talking to a friend, I think it was yesterday. Cancer never takes like a criminal, a rapist, an asshole. It always takes some fucking great person. So, he doesn't look good. There was a picture included in the email. He doesn't look good. So with that said, we have a lot to talk about tonight, but this is dedicated to Jonathan. And it is a fundraiser stream for St. Jude. I, over the years, have done a lot of things for kids. So, I wanted to come on here and, maybe we can raise a couple bucks, bring some awareness. At the top of this chat, is a link. So you can support either through donating to the kids. There's also GoFundMe for Jonathan for his medical expenses. It's linked at the top, pinned at the top of this stream. It's also in the description of the stream at the top. Right underneath the description of today's stream is the link for his GoFundMe. You can also support him with, just below that is the link for his book, All Up. It's a beautiful book. It does have a lot of pages, but it's bigger print. It's all about the space race, how NASA was formed, the first rockets, that type of thing. Jonathan personally sent me this one. He had signed it. As always, I don't really show what he says, but just because it's personal, but it's a great book, so it's a good way to support and enjoy something. All his books are fantastic. Anyone that's read them will tell you the same. So the link is there for his book as well. Which I've been so busy, but I actually have to do a review video of it, and I feel terrible because I've been so busy. But I'm going to try to make it a priority. There's a lot going on. So, I don't know if anyone has any questions or I'm going to show you his here's his GoFundMe, Jonathan's medical expenses. I assume that's his wife. I've never seen her, but Sarah Rinzler is organizing this fundraiser on behalf of Jonathan Rinzler. That is his daughter. It's wonderful that they have $55,000. Wow, that's awesome. And it was at a 50,000 goal. So hi, my name is Sarah Rinzler, and I'm starting this fundraiser for my dad, Jonathan. Most of you visiting this fundraiser page likely already know my dad's story. But I'll provide background here for those who don't. Jonathan visited his doctor last August because of abdominal pain his increasingly diminished appetite. The same month, he was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. He was given 3 to 4 months to live. Since then, he has soldiered through many rounds of chemotherapy and often had allergic reactions. As we reach the 1-year mark from his diagnosis, there are no more treatment options available. Jonathan is making end-of-life plans. Jonathan and your family, if you're hearing this, there is another option: cannabis. If you need information or help with that, please let me know, because I know all about it and I have the contacts for it. It may be too late, but it at least could make the end of it a lot more pleasant. I can't imagine a time when the mundane, such as paying bills, would feel less important. Regardless, part of the reality of battling prolonged illness is facing a challenging financial situation. My parents, sister, and I appreciate any financial support you can provide, and thank you all for everything you have already done to help our family. That was, there's no date there, but here's, let's see, July 21st, 2021. Hi, everyone. I don't have words to describe how moving it is to see the outpouring of support for my dad and our family. Thanks to all of you. We've succeeded our goal within a couple of days. Wow. Any contributions made starting today will be donated to the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network. That's Jonathan Rinzler. He needs it as much as anybody right now. They reached their goal and they're giving the extra to help others. The link is at the top of the chat. It's in the description. If you would like to donate, I think you can donate anything, even $1 or $5 or whatever. And you can certainly leave a message, I think, maybe only if you donate. If any of you has a specific message that you want to get to him, I don't know if you can see his picture here. There you go. You can see he's starting to look like a skeleton. But if there's anything that you guys want me to say to him, send him a message, let me know. I could potentially arrange, if there's something you want to mail to him, I could get you some sort of address. So the GoFundMe's there, if anyone wants to check it out. That link is pinned at the top of the chat. There is a donate button, which is what goes to St. Jude directly. I don't see it. I don't touch. Well, I see how much it is, but I don't touch it. I don't get anything out of it. There's no taxes. Also, YouTube does not touch it. 100% of whatever goes through that donate button goes to St. Jude. If someone wants to leave a super chat or a super sticker, please indicate that it is for Jonathan or St. Jude, because otherwise I will assume it is for Not My Star Wars. If nothing else, he has a YouTube channel. He has a Twitter. You can always say hello. You can always wish him well. And I hope you do. He's a great person. A huge part of Star Wars. And my friend. He could be gone at any moment, so if you have anything to say to him, don't hesitate. Let me catch up on your chats. Recently saw a photo of him on, yeah. Hey, that guy. Good to see you, man. If he asks for a lightsaber on his tombstone and Disney doesn't allow it and say it would ruin the innocence of and magic of Star Wars, then I'm going to be pissed off. You're going to be pissed off? You want to see a video from Not My Star Wars? Thank you, that guy says. All Jonathan Rinzler's behind-the-scenes books are spectacular. They gave us all the insight, details, and enjoyment every Star Wars fan has ever sought in print. He's given us so much. And Indiana, and Aliens, and Planet of the Apes. Consider giving back to Jonathan either by donating or by purchasing one of his books. Please do. And you can go to the bookstore and buy one of his books. You can on Amazon, you know. Many people have told me I shouldn't cry. Those people are hypocrites, and I believe they would be tearing up here like I am doing right now. Yeah, well. And of course, there's always an idiot. He did. I have all 3 original making of books. Yeah. His books are amazing. I hope you guys check them out and get to enjoy them sometime. One second. Let me, because I can't see what's going on the YouTube side. So let me do something here. Okay. I didn't see who donated, but whoever that was, thank you so much for the $30. I see Small Time donated 5. I see D 20. Thank you, D. Again, this is for kids at St. Jude's. Not for me, not for anything else. It's for kids with cancer. I don't know if somebody else made a $5 somewhere there. Sorry if I don't see you, but thank you guys. And again, it doesn't matter if we raise $50 or $5,000 or whatever. By the way, this stream will, the charity will be open and running. So, like, let's say next month you want to donate, just come back to the stream and you can. Okay, I didn't put a time on it. I just left it open. And if whatever it raises, even if it doesn't reach the goal, the kids will get it. And if it goes over the goal, I can just raise the goal. You can keep going. It doesn't matter. So it'll be open. You need to pick up some books. Yes, note to self, read more. Indeed. So, I don't know what else to say about Jonathan. I mean, that's, you know, for all of YouTube's faults, I appreciate that they don't take any cut to donate button is used. Yes. There's no taxes. They take it all directly to the charity. I don't even touch it. It goes straight to YouTube's bank and then straight to. So. And thank you again for making a donation. So anyways, please check out his books. The link to all up is in my description. You can find his books on Amazon, different places. Of course, in the bookstore. They're all fantastic. And you can go to the GoFundMe. And like I said, you know, if nothing else, maybe you have Twitter, say hello, whatever. All right. I guess we'll move on. Give me a second so I can blow my nose. I knew the stream was going to be hard, but I didn't know that was going to happen. So, plenty to talk about. There's all kinds of little stuff going on with Star Wars. I'll bring up Jonathan here in a little while. As a matter of fact, enjoy this for 2 minutes.
Funding for this program is brought to you in part by
historical fiction thriller called All Up. Basically, it's supposed to be, I tried very hard to make it an entertaining, page-turning book about the first space age. It comes out on July 14th. It's you can get it as a Kindle book or Apple book, and there'll be an audio book, but it won't be coming out. The audio book will be a little bit later, August or September. And it's, it's a book about what I consider to be, the great adventure of the 20th century, the development of the rocket, which happens during World War II and before World War II with Robert Goddard, and then with the secret German weapons program during World War II, and MI6 is trying to figure out what the Germans are doing. There's a lot of cat and mouse and a lot of intrigue, and it's all very interesting, I thought. And it was a ton of research behind it. So about 90% of the book, I'd say, is based on what really happened. 10% is either speculation or stuff that can't be proved definitively. But and then it goes into the space race and the Apollo 11 trip to the moon. And I think people who give it a chance and read the first 50 pages will be hooked. I'll go out on a limb and say that. Obviously, no book is for everyone, but I hope people who have read my other books will give it a chance, because it's a behind-the-scenes book. In the same way that making a Star Wars and Indiana Jones and Alien were behind-the-scenes books, this is also a behind-the-scenes book.
and by the annual financial support of viewers like you.
Chili, I read all your comments. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. John, what's up, brother? Thank you for stopping by. Spicy, I don't know how much of that you saw or if you're still around, but thank you so much. I see the likes. Thank you, dear. I appreciate it. I send you a big hug and kiss. All right, I'm not even going to deal with you. You're a freaking idiot, so you're out. Thank you, NotMySTARWARS, for getting this news out. Yeah. Absolutely. So, please support Jonathan. And let's see what's going on with Star Wars this week. And as always, I thank all of you for being here. All right. Bits and pieces everywhere. Oh, by the way, that guy says this and that. I saw it. Nothing major at all from Disney today other than a dud of a Bad Batch episode. Yeah. Okay. Make sure you can see that. Yes. Take a first look at the poster of the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser at Walt Disney World Report. I don't know how many of you know this, but there's a big cruise ship coming. They're calling it the Galactic Star Cruiser. Anyways, I'll read this for you guys and you'll get the idea. Are you ready for an all-immersive adventure in a galaxy far away aboard Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser? Well, then take a glimpse at what you can expect during your 2-night journey in this new promotional poster we're sharing today for the first time. Opening in 2022 at Walt Disney World Resort, Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser will invite you into a new kind of story living as you travel the galaxy in a finally appointed starship. So far, many details about the new experience have been as cryptic as a Bothan spy. So it's exciting to get another peek at what we have in store. Let's take a closer look, shall we? The Halcyon Star Cruiser in the upper left corner is your home for this two-night adventure. This sleek ship is known for its impeccable service, fabulous entertainment, and exquisite dining, all of which you'll get to enjoy during your vacation. Side note, you can see a model of the ship right now. Disney present. Okay, I didn't know that. We can look at that. Where's the ship that they're talking about? Are they talking about this, the Tantive? There are 4 people at the center of the poster: a youngling wearing Jedi robes and wielding a lightsaber, an adult dressed in the uniform of a First Order officer, a Twi'lek adult, and another youngling who appears to be holding a piece of technology of some sort. These figures are meant to represent you, the travelers, because Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser is about your choices and how you live your personal Star Wars stories. Do you want to support the First Order, live like Luke, live like a Jedi in training, or perhaps become a member of high galactic society? It's all waiting there for you to discover and decide. In front of those central figures is an R-series astromech droid, but one that seems to have a few extra bells and whistles. I bet there's a story there too. This guy. So of course, shitting on R2 again, because every droid is better than R2. In the lower left, you see passengers enjoying the remarkable cuisine offered in the Crown of Corellia dining room, the Star Cruiser's enticing supper club. The food and drinks certainly seem otherworldly. The image in the lower right is something I'm incredibly excited for: lightsaber training. That's right. As part of your experience, you'll face off with a training remote similar to how Luke Skywalker once did, and learn the lightsaber's ancient ways. Looming above all of this is the intimidating visage of Kylo Ren. Couple him with those First Order stormtroopers charging into the scene on the left-hand side. And I have a bad feeling about this. The Halcyon Star Cruiser does have a storied past, after all, and a reputation for finding itself in the middle of the galactic conflicts. Luckily, Chewbacca and his trusty bowcaster are there in the upper right-hand corner. Remember, it's not wise to upset a Wookiee. And don't miss what's happening at the very bottom of the poster. There's something very familiar about those spires, especially to anyone who's traveled to Batuu. I hear the Halcyon Star Cruiser is adding that far-flung planet to its itinerary next year. So my guess is question and answers, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So first of all, I can tell you this is going to be expensive as shit. Second of all, what did they say? Experience your Star Wars, not go experience Star Wars, but your Star Wars. And while on the surface that might sound great, it's not your Star Wars, and it's not my Star Wars. It is George Lucas's Star Wars. You don't get to experience Star Wars the way you want to. You either experience and enjoy Star Wars for what it is, or you don't. And here we go again with Disney, making whatever version of Star Wars instead of fucking Star Wars. For those of you that insist with this Lucasfilm Civil War bullshit, that you insist that they're retconning and gonna get decanonized and all that bullshit, here is Rey, here is Kylo. They mentioned a First Order trooper or officer right here. This shit is not going nowhere. Star Wars died in 2012. It's time to come to grips. We are in Disneyland now. They are connecting everything. And here's just another example. that the sequel trilogy is not going anywhere. Rey and Kylo are here to stay. And of course, a droid better than R2-D2. That's about all there is on that. But more than anything, I wanted to remind everyone that Rey and Kylo are here. And the sequel trilogy isn't going anywhere. So fuck your Mandalorian season finale because Jake Skywalker. Here's the lightsaber. Okay, here's a couple pictures I can show you of I think it's here. Yes. This is that new lightsaber. I don't know if you guys saw it. Did you hit the button and the blade actually comes up? It's very floppy and it's really for show, but whatever. So anyways, this I guess is the entrance. Here's a hallway. It's basically the Tantive 4, but with some slight modifications. Here's some imagery, I guess, of what the lounge is going to look like. There's your little lightsaber training. I don't know how that's going to work, but okay. Anyways, the link is in the description if anyone wants to take a further look here. But yeah. And a minor correction. They are making a cruise ship that's going to have various themes. Frozen, Marvel, Star Wars, all the stuff. This is not that. This is in Walt Disney World Resort. And I guess it's just going to be a big ship that you board. I don't know if it'll move around and make you feel something or whatever, but I'm guessing it's like an attraction. You're going to go into this huge ship and there'll be all this stuff in there. On paper, it sounds amazing. It's great. But it's Disney. So we already know. So anyways, there is that. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Dickney. It's not even the 50th anniversary, yet they're using an excuse to go back on nostalgia because the Disney shit doesn't sell. Correct. That is absolutely correct. You, much like Geode, rock. Too funny. Thank you, buddy. Oh, they're still going with the First Order. Correct. There is no Civil War. There is no Kathleen leaving. There is no Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni saving Star Wars. There is none of that nonsense. They all work together. They're all on the same page. And it's Jake Skywalker. Doesn't sound like your own choice when they only allow the First Order and High Republic. Correct. Oh, great. So now you need to learn another piece of lore from another attraction, not from a show or movie. Yep. I can see a lot of Karens and Darrens forcing their kids onto this trash fire. This is fine. Nothing's in here. Yes. They will use all resources to tell the next generation Star Wars content. Includes content from ST. Correct. Ahsoka all the time. Ahsoka all the time. Ahsoka all the time. I see the astromech droid shooting a laser. Correct. Because fuck R2. R2-D2. Whatever. Is this Star Cruiser thingy the overpriced hotel Galaxy's Edge theme park? I don't believe so. There is a hotel There is the cruise ship I just mentioned that has all the different franchises, and then there's this, where I was showing you. From what I understand, you're going to step onto like an attraction, a huge Star Cruiser, and yeah. Why won't they show Vader or Boba or anyone else? Damn it, Disney, just tear down Galaxy's Edge and make Star Wars Land. Yeah. They got too much money invested into Galaxy's Edge. It's a lot like Obamacare. People will buy into it, and it will become the norm. Yeah. Star Wars cruise ship equals ancillary fodder of whatever they want to mend the requel trilogy. Yes. It can be a combination of Tatooine, Endor, Coruscant, Hoth, and all these amazing. It could be all kinds of shit. Everything that Disney does sounds great on paper. Correct. Why can't Disney just let people who respect George do the movies instead of random idiots who think Star Wars needs to be there? Correct. I bet J.J. Abrams is still crying about Jar Jar to this day. Probably. Okay. What should we do next? Let's get Justina out of the way. I have not read this, but I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff in this, so we're going to read it. Just 1 second. Check over on YouNow. Yasmin, welcome. Thank you for visiting. All right. Wow, holy shit, this stream has 3,500 likes. Holy shit. Damn. All right. Man, my mind's all over the damn place right now. Justina, we're going to talk about her right now. Interview. Author Justina Ireland talks Star Wars The High Republic. Out of the Shadows. Star Wars The High Republic's newest young adult novel, Out of the Shadows, is almost here. It takes place after an attack at the Republic Fair and follows an unlikely group who find themselves on a mission investigating unusual activity in the Barang, I don't know, sector. We got to chat with the author behind the story, Justina Ireland. Read our interview with her below. Oh, this ought to be good. This is, by the way, nerdsandbeyond.com, July 20th. Nerds and Beyond, first of all, congratulations on Out of the Shadows. This novel really shines in the High Republic campaign. It's a universe that's already so big and continues to grow. What was the process like when writing it? Were the other authors who are a part of this campaign involved? Every book is different, and it will probably come as no surprise that all of us, me, Claudia, Daniel, Charles, Cav, talk almost every day. But our chats during this book were super important, especially with Cav as he's writing The Rising Storm almost concurrently. I mean, at the end of the day, when I sit down at my computer, it's really just me and the story. And usually that's fine. But in the year of our pandemic, 2020, writing was incredibly difficult. I am an extrovert, which is something of a rarity among authors, and not traveling or meeting with other writers was harder than I thought it would be. My battery drained, so being able to chat with the other authors daily was pretty much a lifesaver. 1 second, I want to see how long are we? Okay, at an hour. All right. Just curious how long we've gone by. Meow Mother effer. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for inviting. Thank you so much. I can tell because she has a very distinctive smile. Yeah. Once to punch that smile. Yeah, well. Justina, why? High five. Okay. The novel focuses heavily on the characters and their growth throughout the story. What was it like expanding on characters you've written before, the like Vernestra and Imri? And what was it like writing the new characters we meet? Characters are supposed to grow. Otherwise, what's the point? Seriously, I'm not the person I was in high school, which is a good thing. A day without growth, or learning something new, or discovering something awesome is pretty much a wasted day. The best characters, the ones we know and love, grow and change throughout a story. Just ask Luke Skywalker. Oh boy. Nerds and beyond, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I love how this new era is giving us some incredible, unique characters. To be honest, my favorite out of all of them is Vern, who doubts herself even though she is somewhat of a prodigy. What made you want to go in that direction with her character? I've always pretty much hated the idea of the prodigy who knows everything and never has a doubt. It's unbelievable. Do we know a character like that? It's unbelievable. It's as tired as the pretty girl who doesn't know she is a pretty trope. Good-looking people know that they won the genetic lottery, and prodigies have doubts because they are smart enough to know what they can do is considered outside of the norm and bound to be challenged. Ever met someone incredibly smart? They are usually racked with doubts. So when I wrote Vern, I just wanted to write her like any other incredibly smart teenager. Recently, Disney and Lucasfilm have taken steps for inclusivity. What makes you want to include Silvestri's sexuality and relationship to Jordana in this story? Okay, before I go any further, this is Star Wars. Why are the words inclusivity, sexuality, relationship, why is this bullshit being brought into Star Wars? It was always there, but it was never talked about. It was never put in the front. It was made for context and for plot. I write books, not corporate policy, so I happily cannot speak to the first part of the question. Okay. Or you don't want to because you were hired as an inclusivity hire. But I will say this, why is this a question we're even discussing? When was the last time someone said, you made your couple heterosexual and extremely attractive? What was the reasoning behind that? Romance in YA is normal and almost de rigueur, I don't know that word, and love is love. I think people like to forget that once upon a time, interracial relationships were met with the same kind of resistance and vitriol as queer relationships, and in some families still are. Hate has no place in any fandom, which should be a celebration of a shared love of media. I don't have time for small-minded people, and no one else should either. Okay. Again, all of those things are fine. All of those things were always in Star Wars. But the High Republic in particular, but Disney is making it the point of everything. They're basing and revolving all of the stories around those things, not around Star Wars. This book has 4 different narrative points of view: Vern, Sly, Wreath, and Nod. Was there any particular character you enjoyed writing the most? If so, why? Everyone has their joys, to be honest. Wreath is such a cinnamon roll. And Sly is just an average person put in an incredibly awkward situation. And Vern is really the Jedi of my heart. Nan was great because we really haven't gotten to see the Nile through the eyes of a younger member of the rank and file. I don't know. I guess the real answer here is if it isn't fun to write, it won't be fun to read. While Out of the Shadows is one of many books in the High Republic campaign, it can easily be read as a standalone novel. Do you find it challenging to write about the events of other books without giving away too much? Nope, this is called Mad Skills by the kids. Well, at least the kids who lived through the 90s, which I guess at this point is the olds. Either way, not hard at all. The thing about working on Star Wars is your brain is always sifting through what you can say and what might be a spoiler, so writing the same way isn't too hard. Let me translate that for you. We don't plan anything at Disney. We just make the shit up as we go along. So therefore, it's not a problem, and it doesn't matter what Cav wrote in that book, because I'm just going to write whatever the fuck over here, and we're just going to say that it's there and that it works. And when you realize that it doesn't work, we're just going to sell you another book to explain why it doesn't work. Without spoilers, of course, can you give any hints of what's next for Vern, Sly, Reith, and Nan? Adventures, challenges, drama, and maybe some heartbreak, such as life. What do you hope you can bring to Star Wars universe with this book as well as your other books? Some fun and a fresh perspective, which is what every writer probably aims for. And finally, what do you hope readers take away from Out of the Shadows? Just have a good time, friends. It's Star Wars. It's supposed to be fun. Yeah, it's also supposed to be Star Wars. All right. Wes, what's up?
Uba. Uba. Uba.
Ray. So, Justina, how did you stay awake throughout writing this boring era of Star Wars with subpar characters? Don't forget the 2 scoops of diversity. We need to keep the pressure on and our foot on Disney's throat. Yeah, well, I'm the first one to tell you guys that. Sell Lucasfilm, along with Space Dinosaurs, correct. The last will probably be the longest. 4 scoops of diversity. I don't think I've ever heard sexuality and diversity in a Star Wars article more in my life. Neither have I. I'd love to write a Star Wars novel, so do it. Only sexuality I like was that Twi'lek in Return of the Aston. Why are you hiring these talentless hacks? Hire me. I know my shit. Yeah, well. Female opera Twi'lek from Rots. Right. Nah, man. I want to see what Star Wars is like without the wars. Things that nobody says. Lol, along with mad skills. That's how you know their article is suspect. Make that 6 scoops. A spoonful of sugar won't make that shit go down. Nope. Supposed to be, in quotations, fun. Right. I took a nap, just woke up. Yeah, well, you missed. You might want to watch the replay. That's literally what Disney stuff is. It's Star Wars, but without the wars. The High Republic era might just be the most boring era in the lore. Bad Batch is giving her some real good competition, I can tell you that. It's like making a Sonic the Hedgehog game where he doesn't run. Correct. Oh, Disney. Welcome, Steve Tyler. Thank you for visiting. All right. Let's look at some more diversity and stupidity. I noped out of Bad Batch at episode 3 of this season. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Is the article here? Okay, I'm going to try to play it this way. The problem is that I'm sharing it twice over on YouNow, so I'm going to try it. If not, I'll go to the article and read it, but I think we'll be okay if I put these earphones. Give me just a sec. Hello. Okay. Mic should be working. I think this should work.
Power, Deception, Propaganda.
Just
a new book by James O'Keefe. Pre-order now at AmericanMuckraker.com.
My name is
Do you guys hear an echo, or is it just me? It's probably me because I'm sharing, but I want to make sure you guys aren't. Do you hear an echo? Is it repeating, or is it just sounding okay? Wonder what type of Senate action Leia will have as a 10-year-old in Kenobi. Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. Martez. Lost audio. What are we talking about now? I was busy at trying to open my sister's door because she's cooking something while having her bedroom door shut. Okay. No echo. Okay. So this is a young guy that works at HASBRO. And the other day he exposed what they're doing at HASBRO. I will let the video play so that you can hear it for yourself, and we'll discuss. It's 20-some minutes. I'm not going to watch the whole thing, so I might jump around, but we'll get the idea. All right.
David Johnson. I'm a packaging engineer for HASBRO. They are attempting to covertly push CRT, critical race theory, through branding and messaging through their products. I decided to come to Project Veritas because I opposed the indoctrination of children that they wanted to push.
Explain what we're looking at here.
This is the program developed by the Conscious Kid, which is working with HASBRO to teach children about racial bias at an early age.
Is this a mandatory all-hands training?
Yes, it was mandatory for me.
Children as young as 2 are already using race to reason about people's behaviors.
2-year-old racists is just an absurd concept.
By 3 to 6 months, babies are beginning to notice and already express preference by race. By age 3, children are already starting to apply stereotypes. They also may use racist language intentionally at this age.
I think this is where the mask starts to slip a little bit.
Is this what people are talking about regarding critical race theory?
This is critical race theory in practice. They explain that the white children in particular have the particular bias against Black people. It's a mainstream ideology now, and it's in a lot of our institutions. People that I've spoken to about these issues, and I'm trying to explain to them why teaching people to segregate based on race or by gender or by any other inherent characteristic is wrong. If you want your children to be looking at people based on their race, then you are opposing Dr. Martin Luther King's dream. So I think that's progress in the truest sense, that we should not be judging each other by the color of our skin, but rather by the content of our character and actions. If the next generation of children is allowed to be indoctrinated to believing that racial segregation is a good thing, I don't think it will lead our country to anywhere good. Racism exists. I think we'd be fools to say that there is no racism in the world, but teaching children to judge others based upon race is not going to make a world with less racism. It's going to make a world with more of it. This isn't something I wanted to do. This is something I felt I had to do. This is a hill worth dying on. If I can make one person just step away from this ideology and say, you know what, maybe that's not the way, it's not the path towards a better future, then I think it's worth it. This isn't something I wanted to do. This is something I felt I had to do. This is a hill worth dying on.
So, tell me your...
Okay, just want to make sure everything's okay. No echo. How did I know Clownfish TV was going to be right about the He-Man cartoon? I was more worried about my 10 fingers and toes at 3 to 6 months.
Your name and what you do for a living.
My name is David Johnson. I'm a packaging engineer for Hasbro currently.
And why did you decide to come to Project Veritas?
I decided to come to Project Veritas because I opposed the indoctrination of children that they wanted to push. And I felt that more people needed to know about it.
How are they indoctrinating children?
They are attempting to covertly push CRT, critical race theory, through branding and messaging through their products.
Explain what we're looking at here.
This is the program developed by the Conscious Kid, which is working with Hasbro. I'm not sure exactly to what extent, but this is their program to teach children about, well, teach is a strong word, but they want to introduce children into racial bias at an early age before they're really able to understand what race and racism is.
Is this a mandatory all-hands training?
Yes, this meeting was attended by, well, you can see at least 44 people. I remember it being more on my screen, but it was mandatory for me.
How much do you know about this nonprofit which developed the training on this? This is the Conscious Kid. Tell us about that.
This was actually the first time I'd heard of them was this meeting. Following it, I did a bit of research. I know they work with a few other very, very large corporations, like I believe they work with Google, the NFL, Nickelodeon, who's also a big partner with Hasbro.
No, Hasbro isn't the only heavy hitter, are they? As you mentioned, they work with the NFL, Players Association, MGM, Nickelodeon, and YouTube.
That's a large share of like the market for children's entertainment. Like Hasbro itself is already a huge company because they have like everything from My Little Pony to Transformers. But YouTube is almost like the main hub where people go for entertainment now. If they're using YouTube to push this ideology, then that's going to have very, very far reach and very wide implications.
You sent this tape to us the same day that you recorded it, correct?
Yes.
Why was it so important to you to get this tape to us immediately?
Mostly, originally, it was actually just out of shock. I couldn't really believe what I was hearing in the meeting. It was just so overtly, this word gets overused, but it was overtly racist and very, very discriminatory. And the first thing that I thought of was just like, I have to tell people about this, just because of how.
Okay. Middle school is where you start to see racism. Yeah, well, it all comes from your parents. That's how you're brought up. Hustler Maggot 8 and like it. Fight me. I have a similar story. I'm so close to throwing my phone because these people want to teach 2-year-olds about racism, taking down the patriarchy. You want to know how to stop the patriarchy? Shut up. Yes. Okay. We get the gist. Do you guys want to see the rest of the video, or you guys tell me? I haven't seen the whole video, so I don't know if there's anything really other juicy, but the point here is, first and foremost, anyone that is telling you that it's not real, that it's not happening, that no, it is happening. It's in schools and it's even in toys. And Hasbro makes everything from Transformers to My Little Pony and Star Wars. So when you have the, and you heard that he said MGM, NFL Players Association, YouTube, okay? So critical race theory is very real. It is very much happening. And the connection here is, of course, Hasbro with Star Wars. We already know Disney. and their toys are going to be doing this bullshit. So, Bill Cosby said it best, I brought you into the world, and I can take you out. Yes. No need, we know the rest. Yeah. I gotta laugh at shit like this, otherwise I'd lose my shit about this type of stuff. Yes. And D&D. Yeah. I don't know that we need to see the rest of it. I don't know that there's anything really that much more. I mean, we get it. That's, you know, it is what it is. It is very real. And it is happening in everything. Food, toys, movies, school. And yet there's people out here that want to deny this shit. I won't mention any names. They really enjoy Feet Down on Nickelodeon. Yep. Nickelodeon was another one they mentioned. So, there you go. They are studying and developing. Well, they're studying child behavior and developing toys, which they always did, but to the point of programming children to think a certain way about race. In a nutshell, that's what it is. Okay. Today, July 23rd, 2021, LRM Online. Grand Admiral Thrawn and Ezra Bridger casting confirmed. Exclusive Barside buzz. Grand Admiral Thrawn and Ezra Bridger casting confirmed. Over a year ago, LRM broke the news that Lucasfilm was planning on expanding the Star Wars Disney Plus shows within Ahsoka, Boba Fett, and combined Ezra Bridger, and Thrawn show. Since then, Disney has announced the upcoming shows, The Book of Boba Fett and Ahsoka, coming December 2021 and 2022, respectively. No way is Ahsoka coming in 2022 because they're working on Kenobi. They're in post-production of Boba Fett. There's rumors that Mandalorian Season 3 has started. They're working on Andor. I don't see Disney getting Ahsoka in, but whatever. With the debut of the live-action version of Ahsoka all the time, in The Mandalorian, we learned that the famed Togruta is on the hunt for Thrawn. It is safe to assume that Thrawn and Ezra are together, since the last time we saw both characters, they were being taken into hyperspace by the Portal. While we haven't heard any new updates of the Ezra and Thrawn show, we do have an important announcement to share. We are now confident in reporting that Mena Massoud has been cast as Ezra Bridger, along with Lars Mikkelsen, portraying the Grand Admiral Thrawn. This may not be shocking to some fans, as Massoud and Mikkelsen have been favorites for casting these two popular Star Wars characters, which, yes, over the months I've spoken about it, others have spoken about it. You see here, that's Ezra, Aladdin, and then Lars, which Lars will probably do a great job. He voices Thrawn in the Clone Wars, or in Rebels. The issue is not the casting or the characters. The issue is Disney. We already know that this is going to be a mess. Ezra Massoud is a talented actor who rose to stardom portraying the role of Aladdin in the Disney live-action remake. While his popularity grew after the movie, the opportunity for new roles did not come as fast as he would have liked. It is safe to assume that with this new role, Massoud will be busy for the next few years. A while back, Mena posted on Instagram a photo of him shirtless with the caption gaining all of the attention. "Hey, just so you know, when I escape, I won't hurt any of you," which of course is a reference to a line from Ezra Bridger in Star Wars Rebels. KRT had originally reported that that Masoud was the favorite and that talks were ongoing. However, Masoud is now signed on. We can confirm. Okay, so here he is. This is Ezra. He looks a little old and bearded for Ezra, but okay. I suppose he could shape, but even here, he looks a little old for Ezra, but we'll see what timeline we put him in. They got to paint him green, and we'll see. Thrawn. The news of Lars Mikkelsen coming to the Mandoverse as Grand Admiral Thrawn is welcoming news for the fans of the Star Wars Rebels. It was Mikkelsen himself that voiced Thrawn in the animated series for 17 episodes. Thrawn is one of the most unique characters in the Star Wars universe. He was first introduced in the novel Heir to the Empire in 1991 and quickly rose in popularity, which has led to multiple novel trilogies, comic book appearances, and animation. However, he is the only character that has transitioned from the expanded universe into Star Wars canon. No. That's not true. First of all, he's not the first and only character. And second of all, there's no canon. So what makes this news perfect is the age of both actors would be relatively around the age of their respective characters. Depending on when the shows are placed in the timeline, I think fans will be happy with these choices, especially that of Mikkelsen, whose voice work has become iconic. Dedicated podcast, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, as far as these two playing these characters, I think it's great casting. I think they could do a great job. The problem is that these characters, well, Thrawn is not Thrawn. He's some fucking cuck bitch. I don't know what the fuck he made him in Rebels, being beat up by kids. And Ezra is just a mess. Neither fits into canon. They've made a mess of the canon. Rebels is a fucking joke. And now we're going to get a continuation of these two from Rebels. Again, here comes the world between worlds, and here comes the tying in of the sequel trilogy. This is yet another reminder that Kathleen and Mickey Mouse Star Wars is not going anywhere. We will probably see Ezra in Ahsoka. We will probably see him in Mandalorian Season 3 or beyond. Who knows? We might even see glimpses of one or both of them in Book of Boba Fett. But the fact that Ezra is going to be brought into canon and floating around in live action just goes to continue to confirm the world between worlds, because the only way that he can be around and that Ahsoka can be around is the world between worlds. Put on your seatbelts, guys, because we're about to have multi-Star Wars universes, as if one wasn't already a fucking mess. Look at your comments. But it's stunning and brave. I stopped with HASBRO, now just buying Sideshow. Move on. Mike Zero was right. Half a year ago. Even a clock is right twice a day. Hey, there you go. Hey, a broken clock works twice a day. That's so funny. Yep. Ezra wouldn't be born in the Bad Batch. Well, Dave Dildoni. Not sure if Doomcock got it before. I don't remember him talking about Ezra. Prepare for shit show. Hey, Keely, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a little while. What's going on? We're chilling out. Trying to raise some money for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. a little bit of awareness on cancer and talking about Disney nonsense. Ezra is literally Aladdin. Cosmonaut Variety Hour called him Space Aladdin in his Rebels review. The Rebels video is the only time I agreed with Marcus. Okay, I've given hints of this before. Here's another confirmation, but if you guys haven't connected the dots or haven't really said it clearly, Disney is taking all of the Star Wars characters and mirroring them to Disney's characters. Rey is Peter Pan. Ezra is Aladdin. And there's many other metaphorical characters that what they're doing is literally adapting them to the Disney characters. Friday Night Tights Raid. Awesome. Hey, good to see you, Keely. I don't know. I'm confused. Hey, D. As long as there isn't a mid-episode sing-along, I guess I can still keep my foot on Disney's throat. Yes. James, you're getting too hung up on Ezra with Bad Batch. Forget about Bad Batch. He's going to show up like Mandalorian or Ahsoka show or like around Return of the Jedi time. OT time. He's not going to be. Well, I can't say he's not going to be in the Bad Batch because Dave Filoni. But don't get caught up in the Bad Batch. It's not about him showing up in Bad Batch. It's about later. Mandalorian, Book of Boba, Ahsoka, all that nonsense. You know we're definitely going to see him in the Ahsoka show. Jack Nicholson's old. There's no way he would fit the role of Thrawn. No, didn't you see the picture? Lars Mikkelsen, the first and only character. Who of what? Yes, exactly. But EU and the twins, Luke, Leia, and Han. Yes. I saw Will Smith and that one girl from Lazy Town. They're going to be in Star Wars? No, that was just other stuff. I fell asleep just thinking about the live-action Ezra and what Disney agenda they'll try to push. I mean, that Ezra shit is going to be so fucking dumb. Another sequel to Rebels. Correct. If Jack Nicholson played the Joker and Mark Hamill is voicing the Joker, Mark Hamill could be Thrawn. What? I'm so confused. Disney is so annoying. They ruin everything for me. They ruin it all for everybody. Dildoni Vision. Correct. That's good. That is good. Guys, I cannot stress. Let me just say it. I fucking told you so. Sequel trilogy ain't going nowhere. They're connecting it all. All of them are on the same page working together. And you know why?
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
That's what they think about you. Kanan is literally Fred, and Ezra is literally Aladdin. Yes. Rey's Peter Pan with a vagina. Correct. Luke is Goofy? Maybe. I'm not even focused on the Bad Batch anymore. But now I'm even more confused. You're confused? Imagine how confused Disney is. I look away for 1 second and I'm lost. Ezra, Grogu, and Ahsoka are the three characters that broke more canon than any other character. Correct. I miss the days of Michael Bay ruining my childhood. That shit wasn't woke. Yes. Yes. Oh, man. Oh. Vagina. All right, last article I've got. R2 and 3PO and Kenobi Plus backing up Sung Kang and Leia rumor. Exclusive Barside Buzz. Again, LRM online. This was the 19th. Links are in the description if you want to check this out. R2 and 3PO and Kenobi. We will get to that below. First of all, we want to back up the recent Sung Kang and Leia rumor for Obi-Wan Kenobi. First broke by Jordan Mason of Cineflex, which I think, yeah, that page is like dead. They took it down or some shit on Friday. Then we will add to that all we know so far. Warning that these are potential spoilers for Obi-Wan Kenobi below, depending on your own spoiler meter. Does this guy look familiar to any of you? I know him very well because I played Force Collection with him quite a bit, and I know who he is. On Friday, LRM reported that multiple Inquisitors would appear in Obi-Wan Kenobi. In addition to the character played by Moses Ingram, you can check this in the related section below. At the time, we were not quite ready to reveal the name of one of those Inquisitors. Mason beat us to the punch in his article linked above later the same day. Sung Kang is the name we have been given also for an Inquisitor. At the time, we were still trying to get a second source to confirm Kang for us, which we now have done. Here's what Mason said in his story. I've heard that we'll be seeing a few characters who initially appeared in Star Wars Rebels, with the show itself set about 9-10 years ago before the events of the show. It makes sense that we'll see plenty of those characters pop up, which brings me about to actor Sung Kang. Now, we do have some information about who else may be showing up from Rebels. However, as with most good outlets, we're attempting to confirm with another source right now. We expect to have more information for you tomorrow, blah, 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 blah. Both of my sources seemed pretty confident when they said that Kang was playing none other than the fifth brother who appeared in Rebels. Just being upfront, we cannot back up the identity of the Inquisitor Kang is playing yet, though I'm sure soon we will. Okay, so he's going to play the fifth brother. The Inquisitors are now going to be an Obi-Wan. Let's read about Leia, and then I'll talk about this whole fucking mess. Leia. Here's what Mason said about Leia in Obi-Wan Kenobi. I can tell you Leia is part of Kenobi in a big way. In fact, from what I learned, the stuff dealing with Leia is pretty much the impetus for the whole show and what gets Obi-Wan into another adventure. Even better, I can tell you that Vivian Lyra Blair has been cast in the role. Now all we can back Mason up with directly here is the fact is indeed in Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that leads us to our own exclusive news below. As for how big of a role Leia plays or the actress playing her, I have no reason to doubt Mason here. After all the sources have clearly given him legit information as far as we are concerned. I just want to make it clear with which aspects we are backing 100%. R2 and 3PO. Yes, it makes sense if Leia's around. So might R2 and 3PO be? However, LRM can exclusively reveal that both R2 and 3PO will make an appearance with within Obi-Wan Kenobi. Again, we cannot say how big of a role they have, but they are in it. When we first heard this news over the weekend, the Cantina co-host Kyle Malone was a bit worried. As Kyle pointed out, with 3PO's memory wiped, he should really not meet Obi-Wan again before A New Hope. However, as I said to Kyle, just because they are in it doesn't mean they share any scenes with McGregor. In fact, it's possible Leia won't be in any scenes with Kenobi either. Again, I'm not saying whether that's the case or not. This is purely speculation on my part until we hear more details. Talking on the Cantina, Mason also said in this report that we will see flashbacks of Obi-Wan and Anakin in the Clone Wars. Now, just to point out that this leak was first reported by the guys formerly of KRT and was backed by ourselves, pretty blah, 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 make sure our friends, blah, 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 blah. Look at this. Okay. Okay. So, Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to have R2, 3PO, Inquisitors, and Leia. Asia, how are you? Thank you for stopping by. Let me read some of your comments and then I'll get back to that fucking. Cobra Kai needs to be streaming stat. That is how how you continue an IP. Correct. That is how you do it. Why are C-3PO and R2-D2 and Kenobi? Oh, don't worry. Dave Filoni and his mix will fix it and reveal it later in the Ahsoka series. When ETs do what Disney does, it's called terraforming. All roads lead to GL era. Episodes 1 through 6 being reimagined. After seeing the Pikes today, Mail is right around the corner, along with Ahsoka all the time. Yes, Maul, you mean? Yep, Maul. Why do we need flashbacks in Star Wars? Because they don't know how to write a story. Fifth Brother, what the fuck is that? That is from video games and from Rebels. There are Inquisitors. They are Jedi hunters. They're not Sith, but they're dark side Jedi hunters. Perhaps you've seen the helicopter lightsaber, the Seventh Sister, the Grand Inquisitor. Rebels to begin with is just fucking stupid. And now you're bringing Inquisitors into Obi-Wan on Tatooine. There is no adventures. There is no R2. There is no Leia. It's Obi-Wan sitting in the desert watching Luke Skywalker. And I don't understand why Dave Dildoni can't leave that shit the fuck alone. Now, they could do a completely to the side Princess Leia because it fits in the timeline. Granted, she's going to be 10 years old, so what? But it could be interesting to see what Leia's up to. It would make sense for the droids to be at least in her vicinity, especially R2. Although in the OT, there is no indication that R2 is like personally Leia's or that she has a connection. It's just a droid that she gives a message to. That she grew up with him, that he's her personal droid, none of that. I'm not saying that R2 isn't hers. It could be. But there's nothing saying, supporting that R2 was special to her. Luke meets R2, and that's it. That's his droid. Leia doesn't fuss or wait a minute, that's my droid, or no. Funny, I don't seem to remember owning any droids. He doesn't see these two for 19 years. He does not have contact with Leia. Leia clearly says, "You fought for my father in the Clone Wars." Leia does not know Obi-Wan. She knows of him, but she does not know him. She cannot meet him. She cannot see him. She cannot know much about him. At best, he's a Jedi and he's on Tatooine. Anything more than that, it's what I've been telling you for a long time. They're going to retcon George Lucas and create a whole new sequel trilogy, or OT. Because they are doing everything in their power to destroy, manipulate, tweak, alter what is the original story. Obi-Wan should not see Darth Vader. Obi-Wan should not see the droids. He should not be concerned with Leia. He should be sitting his happy ass in the sand watching Luke. Yes, Leia is going to be in Obi-Wan. What's up, Adaptive? How you doing, bro? I'm literally in bed rolling around and screaming because of the giant amount of stupidity. Yes. I will remind you all once again, the sequel trilogy is not going anywhere. They are tying all of their Dildoniverse bullshit together. Rebels, Resistance, sequel trilogy, Mando, all of this bullshit. I can't wait till everybody figures it out and realizes, holy shit, Mando's fucking stupid. Man, they had one fucking job in Kenobi. Yeah, well, guess what? How long have I been telling you that that show's going to be a mess? Greetings. They don't know how to write a story. They don't know how to create characters. They don't know how to respect things. They don't know how to expand and grow and move forward. No, they just desperately want to go back and make a mess of things. Now, another connection. Remember that I told you guys they're connecting all of the stuff. Well, months ago, I did a stream where I showed you Dave Filoni in the Rise of Skywalker book was talking about Princess Leia, how we should make Princess Leia the hero of it all. She's the chosen one, and she should be the one. And here we fucking go. They shit on Luke and Jake Skywalker, and now they're going to shit on him from 10 years old. Leia, it's going to be all about Leia because the Force is fucking female. Kenobi's about Kenobi. Why are you talking about all these other characters? I'm getting a headache. Because Disney. Because Dave fucking Dildoni. Dead Girls I saw not too long ago. Idana Denai I have not seen in like over 2 months. I'm very concerned. I pray that they are okay. They are okay. And they are so very missed. If you see the replay, I love you guys. Where are you? Please leave a comment. Please an email. Let me know you're okay. I understand if you cannot make the streams or whatever, but I just want to know you guys are okay. Inquisitor blades are third worst lightsabers. Kylo's crossguard blade, Rey's utility knife blade, Inquisitor's helicopter blade. Fight me. Can't argue. Hey, not my stars. Sorry, I haven't been on your streams in a while, and also DM you on Twitter about the 100 subscriber special. I had some personal stuff. Okay, first of all, you don't have to apologize. We all have things in our lives. We all have things to do and deal with, and not at all. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad you're around. You also DM, so you just like now DM me because I lost track of you. I didn't know, and because I did tell you I would make a little clip for you. So I will double check Twitter. I have been so insanely busy, but I will check. Anyways, good to see you. All Disney concepts, not a coincidence. Correct. Everything that I just spoke about, well, Obi-Wan is obviously OT, but what they're doing, you know, they're going to tie all this nonsense together. Inquisitor, sure, because that worked so well the last time they used them. Yes. Now, Leia is a huge fucking problem, but let's say they have half a brain and they keep her totally separate. Okay, well then why bother? Why are you bringing a character that complicates into the show, that complicates the show and the entire OT if you're just going to keep her to the side anyways? Make a freaking Leia show. Stop fucking around with Kenobi. You're trying to member Barry. Oh, look, it's Princess Leia. Meanwhile, you're destroying the goddamn canon. Now we're going to have Inquisitors. So there wasn't that the Jedi are all killed and that there's only Darth Vader terrorizing the galaxy. And no, now we got Ahsoka fucking floating around and Grand Inquisitors floating around. And Obi-Wan is being hunted and dealing with the Inquisitors, and Ahsoka's hiding, and what a fucking mess. Ugh. And I had to take a break from YouTube because I was burned out from making YouTube videos. I understand. I haven't put out a video in almost a month. I completely understand. Had an epic mail call unboxing today. Oh, awesome. What do you mean on YouTube? What are you talking about? No one at Disney. Dave Filoni, have you ever seen Star Wars? Apparently fucking not. Inquisitors in the Obi-Wan, yes. Yes. Obi-Wan says he never owned a droid, and here he's going to see R2. Yep. But you see, guys, in the long run, it's not going to be confusing. It's not going to be a mess. This is where Disney thinks they're clever. Because, guys, I'm telling you right now, they're going to remake episodes 1 through 6. It's not a speculation. It's not a theory. It's not. I'm telling you right now, and I've been telling you for a while, they're going to remake 1 through 6. So while none of this shit fits in canon now, when they remake the movies, they will remake them around their own mess. So in Disney Star Wars, yeah, there'll be Inquisitors. Which are going to fit perfectly fine in the brand new Mickey Mouse Star Wars. They don't have to change George's old movies. They don't have to do anything, because what they're going to do is vault them, make new ones, and say, here's episodes 1 through 9. And 10, 20, 50 years will pass. No one will remember. No one will care. No one will argue. No one will fight. They'll be forgotten. And your kids, your grandkids, your great grandkids, and so on are going to know Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse and Kathleen Kennedy and the great Bob Chapek, because before Disney, none of us knew what Marvel was. And before Disney, none of us saw real Star Wars. Because they're going to show us. They're going to make the real Star Wars. So don't you worry, James. Nobody's going to be confused. Because they're going to reshape the entire fucking soap opera, space opera, to fit around their nonsense. They'll take Dave's word for it and only think A New Hope makes sense because of that line. Clone Wars cartoon, R2 was hanging out with Anakin. Yep. Exactly. He was not with... well, you see it in Rots that they wiped the... Right? And the presumption is that Bail took R2 because R2's later on the Tantive. And you have to assume 3PO as well. But 3PO is wiped. So now you're risking that. And at that point, R2 becomes Bail Organa's, I guess. But Dave is fixing it, but creating a whole new mess while he's at it. Ahsoka all the time, Ahsoka all the time, Ahsoka all the time. Everyone, please watch Miss Anthroponi's The Last Jedi video. It's really well researched, and it really shows that Disney doesn't care. But watch the new one from months ago. Dildoniverse, like Marvel, but not. Hell, nowadays Marvel isn't even Marvel anymore. Still, a masochist, not my Star Wars. I need to believe in Kenobi, just because of that original conversation between Obi-Wan, Luke. Still a masochist. Yes. Dead Girl said she watched the last stream. Yeah. Yeah, she did comment on it. Indeed. I need to make a little animation of us at a meeting. You'll be talking and I'll be acting like a psycho. Isn't that like most streams? Obi-Wan was not OT. He's the Clone Wars. Dave Filoni is an artist. Yes. Leia would be member berries. Yes. I'm still an amateur in YouNow. Eventually we'll get it. Yeah, no worries. Leia has never met Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's why she doesn't even know he uses the name Ben Kenobi. Correct. What's up, Shadow Dragon? But she does now because Dave Dildoni. For the feels. I haven't DM'd you on Twitter yet, but I'm going to do that tomorrow if I get the chance. Okay, yeah, no problem. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. No problem. They're going to destroy canon just so they can retcon why Leia named her son after a guy she never met. Correct. That's a good point. They're going to probably make some connection there with Obi-Wan. So why? Yeah, that's a good, very good point. I received a bunch of DVDs I purchased from eBay and Facebook Marketplace today and got some epic titles. I also ordered 10 out of 10. Example of the Star Wars Definitive Edition Laserdisc set, which should arrive soon. Awesome. The Clone Wars fans, why are there so many holes in the PT and OT? Me, because the shit you praised made those holes. The Clone Wars fans, nah, what are you talking about? The Clone Wars is awesome. Exactly, James. Darth Mickey is destroying our love for Star Wars. He's fucking trying. He's trying real hard. Wait, 3PO is white? They're changing the color of his plates? I didn't see him white. He's not white. Do you wear glasses, James? I'm starting to think you need glasses, dude. The other day you were saying about that I'm blonde and maybe you need glasses, buddy. Well, fuck it. If they redo 4, 5, 6, it will just make the physical copies of the George Lucas trilogy go up in value and desirability. Yeah. That's not the issue. We will always hold on to that stuff and know it. The problem is 50 years from now. Remember the dismemberment of the limbs in the GL episodes 1 through 6 fondly because I know Disney can't wait to remove it. Correct. DVDs and VHS of the old movies safe on my shelf. Yep. Guard them closely. I'm not. I thought you said he was white. Oh, no, I didn't. I do wear glasses. Okay. Have you not seen my profile picture? Yeah, you're right. My fault. You are correct. So there you go. Leia, Inquisitors, R2 and 3PO in the Kenobi show. Don't misunderstand. If I had Star Wars, I could very easily make Leia and 3PO and Archie show up in that timeline and have no conflicts, be on the side, be totally canon. But this is Disney we're talking about, who's not concerned with canon. They're concerned with, look, it's Leia. Look, they were like in a separate, look, they're on the same ship. They just passed and didn't see each other. But there's Obi-Wan and Leia, and oh my God, they're in the same room. And, you know, they're going to do some dumbass shit. The problem is not the premise. The problem is who's making this, as we have seen for the past 9 years. Do you wear glasses in real life? I thought that was your real picture, dude. Our physical copies aren't safe from the Mandela effect, though. In fact, The Empire Strikes Back has already fallen victim to it. Yeah. Now, just to be fair and correct, Dildoni isn't involved with Obi-Wan. That's Deborah Chow and other people. John and Dave are not at all involved with Obi-Wan, which is not any saving grace because Deborah Chow doesn't know the first thing about Star Wars. If you watch the Mandalorian Gallery, she's like, oh, wow, I never knew that about Star Wars. It's like, what a mess. What a mess. No, I am your father. I got to get going. Got to get some shout out. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for stopping by. I will look for any messages on Twitter and see you soon. May the force be with you. I don't even know what else to say about Obi-Wan. You already know it's going to be a mess. So there it is. All right. Man, these streams seem to go so fast. Hi, why though? Buck, Opa, I see you guys over there. Thanks for stopping by. After this is done, I will reopen the cantina. All right. So, oh wow, you missed a lot. Jeez, I'm actually pretty much done with everything. You might want to watch the replay, especially the beginning, the first hour. Yeah, I talked about a bunch of shit. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break. I need to stretch out, and man, after that that opening, I'm like freaking. So I'll be back in 10 minutes. I'm gonna run an intermission. Had to concentrate on that awful email show. No, not at all. You don't have to apologize. I'm just saying that, yeah, we talked about quite a bit, and I don't know. I think you might enjoy or appreciate the beginning of this stream. So I will be back in 10 minutes. I'm going to take a quick stretch. As far as news, that's everything. I'll come back. We can chat for a few, and we'll see how it goes. We'll touch on Jonathan Rinzler again. And, you know, I don't know if there's any other questions or stuff you guys want to talk about, but that was the main stuff. Private, I've been through hell hearing all the crap from Disney. That Xena remake show, it's not He-Man. The beginning of the stream made me shed a tear. Yeah, well, I shed several. I haven't cried like that in a long time. All right, I'm going to take a quick intermission. I will leave you with the reason why we're here, and I'll see you guys in 10 minutes. Thank you, as always, for being here. I hope it's been entertaining. Please remember that this is a charity stream for St. Jude and for cancer. $1, $5, anything you could do, even, or if you can't, that's fine. But please consider it. The donate button is on the stream. The link to Jonathan's GoFundMe is pinned at the top. You can also support him directly. The link for his book is in the description. And I will be back in 10 minutes. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And with all this Dildoni nonsense that we talked about today, I know that you guys have seen this many times, but let's remember why we're here and what real Star Wars is.
If you think of the first three films as one film, which is what it was intended to be, you know, Darth Vader comes in the front door, scares everybody, kills a few guys, and then you follow it through, and then you find out that Luke is his father, and then eventually it ends up with him not being the bad guy, but actually being a rather sad guy, and then eventually being the hero and killing the Emperor. That, if you saw it as one movie, that's the movie you'd see. And one of the problems I had is that Darth Vader became such an icon of evil that when it got split up over 6 years, the impact of him as a tragic character got lost. So that was one of the inspirations for going back and doing the backstory, because it really is about, it's really the tragedy of Darth Vader is the story. The struggle in Star Wars is about passion against compassion, which is greed against giving and giving up primarily. And the whole issue is the flip side of greed is fear of losing. So you're either trying to get things or you're afraid of losing the things that you've got. And the idea is that to let go of those things and because once you start down that path of fear, then you're trying to protect things and you're willing to fight for things and you're willing to. And the Jedi's basic job in the beginning, which we never get to see too much of because we start really during the war, they were like marshals in the Old West. I mean, they would go from town to town and they would, help solve the problems and in a lot of cases the marshals and the judges were pretty much the same thing, and they would just travel and they would bring justice and solve problems for people, which is kind of what Jedi are. And they're negotiators, they're not fighters. Only they're negotiators, sort of like the mafia. They're compassionate negotiators with a very big laser sword, which they don't like to use, but if somebody, doesn't want to solve the problem, then they'll solve it for them, so to speak, which is an incentive for people to solve their problems without fighting. The first film starts with the last age of the Republic, which is it's getting tired, it's old, it's getting corrupt. There's the rise of the Sith, who are now becoming a force. And in the backdrop of this, you have Anakin Skywalker, a young boy who's destined to be a very significant player in bringing balance back to the Force and the Republic. In the second film, we get into more of that turmoil. It's the beginning of the Clone Wars. It's the beginning of the end of democracy in the Republic. It's sort of the beginning of the end of the Republic. And it's Anakin Skywalker beginning to deal with some of his more intense emotions of anger, hatred, sense of loss, possessiveness, jealousy, and the other things he's coping with. Then we will get to the third film where he is seduced to the dark side, which brings us up to films 4, 5, and 6, where Anakin's offspring redeem him and allow him to fulfill the prophecy where he brings balance to the Force by doing away with the Sith and getting rid of evil in the universe. A lot of the issues that are in films 4, 5, and 6 become much clearer when you begin to realize what's behind the issues and how things came to pass. Because there's a lot of things that really are alluded to in the last 3 films, but they don't make much sense unless you really get the gist of what happens, and you really have to have seen 1, 2, and 3 in order to get it all. You get to see the universe, kind of, in the first 3 films. You know, you get to go to the Senate, you get to go to the center of the galaxy, you get to go to these very sophisticated planets and all this kind of stuff. And you're seeing things that are very sophisticated. You're seeing very sophisticated aliens, all kinds of things that are digitally created, you know, large scope, very vast scale and everything. So then when you get down to episode 4, it's all very small. You know, everything's real tiny. There's no scope to it at all. And it's in a very small corner of the galaxy. You talk about those things, but you never ever get to see them. But of course in this thing, you'll have already seen all those things, so you'll know what they're talking about. And you'll know when he's saying, you know, I'm stuck here in the far corner of the galaxy, you'll know what he's talking about. And you'll realize that he is stuck in a little dim corner of the universe. Found in all living things, around us, flows from us, controls individuals, yet we have free will. We have a destiny if we want to follow it. We live for a reason and must discover what it is. What happens when you go to the dark side is it goes out of balance, and then you get really selfish and you forget about everybody, and you ultimately lead yourself, because when you get selfish, you get stuff, or you want stuff. Mm-hmm. And when you want stuff and you get stuff, then you are afraid somebody's going to take it away from you, whether it's a person or a thing or a particular pleasure, experience. Mm-hmm. Once you become afraid that somebody's going to take it away from you, or you're going to lose it, then you start to become angry, especially if you're losing it. And that anger leads to hate. And hate leads to suffering. Mostly on the part of the person who's selfish, because you spend all your time being afraid of losing everything you've got, right, instead of actually living. Where joy, by giving to other people, you can't think about yourself, and therefore there's no pain. But the pleasure factor of greed and of selfishness is a short-lived experience. Therefore, you're constantly trying to replenish it. But of course, the more you replenish it, the harder it is to, so you have to keep upping the ante. You're actually afraid of the pain of not having the joy. So that is ultimately the core of the whole dark side, light side of the Force. And everything flows from that. Obviously, the Sith are always unhappy because they never get enough of anything they want. Mostly their selfishness centers around power and control. And the struggle is always to be able to let go of all that stuff. And of course, that's the problem with Anakin ultimately is you're allowed to love people, but you're not allowed to possess them. And what he did is that he, fell in love and then married her and then became jealous. And then he saw in his visions that she was going to die. He couldn't stand losing her. So in order to not lose her, he made a pact with the devil to be able to become all-powerful.
I am becoming more powerful than any Jedi has ever dreamed of, and I'm doing it for you.
But of course, when he did that, she didn't want to have anything to do with him anymore. So he lost her.
Anakin, you're breaking my heart.
Once you were powerful, being able to bring her back from the dead, well, if I can do that, then I can be Emperor of the Universe. I can get rid of the Emperor. I can do everything. I can make everything the way I want it.
And together, you and I can rule the galaxy. Make things the way we want them to be.
And once you do that, you know, you'll never be satiated. You're always going to be consumed with this driving desire to have more stuff and be afraid that others are going to take it away from you. And of course they are. Because every time you get two Sith together, you have the master, you have the apprentice, and the apprentice is always trying to recruit another apprentice to join with him to kill the master. And the master knows that he's basically everybody below him wants his job. Only way to overcome the dark side is through discipline. The dark side is pleasure, biological, and temporary, and easy to achieve. The light side is joy, everlasting, and difficult to achieve. The great challenge must overcome laziness, give up quick pleasures, and overcome fear, which leads to hate. It's about good and evil in us, as well as our institutions. So, and the idea that some of us think we're really great people, but in the real world we're not. We're terrible people.
Or you can make bad choices.
Well, you make bad choices, but you run your life in a very selfish way, and you think you're doing good when you're actually not. And at the same time, it's you know, how do democracies turn back into dictatorships? Why do people who have the power to have the freedom and everything turn it over to somebody who's going to take it all away from them? It's happened through history forever and ever, and all Star Wars is a way of updating that idea to say, watch out, because there are people out there who don't play by the rules, and if you're not careful, you're going to lose all your freedom. And at the same time, those people who may not play by the rules because they're selfish and greedy turn themselves into evil people who don't care about other people.
Funding for this program is brought to you in part by
historical fiction thriller called All Up. Basically, it's supposed to be, I tried very hard to make it an entertaining, page-turning book about the first space age. It comes out on July 14th. It's you can get it as a Kindle book or Apple book, and there'll be an audio book, but it won't be coming out. The audio book will be a little bit later, August or September. And it's, you know, it's a book about what I consider to be, you know, the great adventure of the 20th century, the development of the rocket, which happens during World War II and before World War II with Robert Goddard, and then with you know, the secret German weapons program during World War II, and MI6 is trying to figure out what the Germans are doing. There's a lot of cat and mouse, and a lot of intrigue, and it's all very interesting, I thought, and it was a ton of research behind it. So about 90% of the book, I'd say, is based on what really happened. 10% is either speculation or stuff that can't be proved definitively. But and then it goes into the space race and the Apollo 11 trip to the moon, and I think people who give it a chance and read the first 50 pages will be hooked. I'll go out on a limb and say that. Obviously, no book is for everyone, but I hope people who have read my other books will give it a chance, because it's kind of it's a behind-the-scenes book in the same way that's making a Star Wars and Indiana Jones and Alien the behind-the-scenes books. This is also a behind-the-scenes book.
And by the annual financial support of viewers like you.
Alrighty. Make him into a Lego character. I should also animate the Pirates of the Caribbean and Scarface shorts I made. Hell yeah. I don't fully follow your proposal. He makes a bunch of Lego videos, and he wants to use all of us, his friends here in the stream, as characters. There you go. Everyone on Not My Star Wars that I know into Lego. You would probably show up in one of his little Lego films. I see. What do you think will be my best friend? I think there were MLP sets for Lego, but I'm not sure. All right. Well, we got $30, which is awesome. I expect nothing. I'm happy to get even $1 for the kids. This stream will always be in the live, in my playlist of live streams, and the charity will stay open. I didn't put a time on it. So you can come back next week, next month, whenever, if you choose, and you can donate to St. Jude. You can also do that on your own. The link to Jonathan Rinzler's GoFundMe is pinned to the top of this chat. It is also in the description of this live stream. D. Pensek, are you around? I think he's not, but the link to his book, All Up, is in the description of this live stream. It's towards the top. It's also at the bottom. The new book with Kazanjian is coming out, which Jonathan had a part of. Also, Marsha Lucas is in that book. For anyone coming late, I'll give you a quick recap. Jonathan Rinzler, who was on my What Star Wars Means to Us about a year ago now, literally about a year ago. He was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. It got better, then it recently got worse. And just a couple days ago, his daughter put out an email that he's making end-of-life plans. Jonathan Rinzler is a great guy, a friend, and someone very important to the Star Wars franchise. So please buy his books. Please look at his stuff. He has a YouTube channel. I'll go back and add the extra links. I forgot some of the stuff. He has a Twitter. So if you can or don't want to donate, that's fine. But you could send him a tweet. You could, if you have a message that you want me to pass to him, I do speak to him. So if there's anything you want to pass on or whatever, I will gladly do so. He's in bad shape. And we could literally lose him any day now. I pray that things get better. But as I mentioned before, that pancreatic cancer is one of the worst. It's one of the most painful, and it's one of the hardest. It gets most people that it gets. If you catch it very early, some people get through it, but once you got it, it's a tough one. So it doesn't look great. But we will keep up hope. I hope you guys will either reach out to him. Again, he has a YouTube. You can leave a comment there. You can give him a tweet. You can send him a DM. I will look through and add any links if there's any way to contact him or whatever. And again, if you guys contact me personally and want me to say something or you want to send a gift or whatever, let me know, because I do speak to Jonathan. Cancer is a terrible thing. I hate it for anyone, even an adult. But remember that it's the worst for kids. I know some of you are younger, 17, 20 years old, that watch me. D, can you do me a favor? Right now, I'm like so flustered and so much. Can you give me the link or the name of the hospital journal site? Because there, I think you can leave Jonathan messages and stuff. Can you, if you don't mind, can you grab that for me real quick? Because right now I'm like, so I can post that and add it to the video and mention it while I'm live. If you would do that for me, please. I think you can post a link here. If you can't, please send it to my email and I'll check here in a second. Sorry to trouble you, but I know you could probably get it pretty quickly. Even for you guys younger, 17, 20 years old, you've seen things, you've experienced things, you've had something of a life. You have a lot more to do. But you've had things like Star Wars in your life. Imagine a 3-year-old, a 10-year-old. That every day their thoughts, their preoccupations is, why is this happening to me? Am I going to be around tomorrow? So while Jonathan is my friend, I want to also remind you that this stream is for the kids. And that you can always donate to St. Jude, whether through this or on your own. The kids, again, I'm not going to mention a lot of it. I don't want credit for it, but I've done a lot of things for kids over the years. Speeches, fundraisers, all kinds of stuff. The kids, children, because kids is actually incorrect word. Children, are my first priority, I guess is the best way to put it. I also want to remind everyone, because I forgot to mention it earlier, and I know some of you have seen this, but I'm going to remind you because this is a cancer stream, that years ago I grew my hair. I let my hair grow out for a specific reason. To give my hair to a kid with cancer. I hate long hair. I've always had short hair. But I let it grow for about 5 years. Because of children. So if you know a kid, if you hear of a kid, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a cancer kid, it could be a child that's lost his hair, was in a fire, whatever. But the idea was for a cancer kid. It is blonde. I'm gray now, but it's dark blonde, and it looks darker because it's all together. It's a little bit lighter when it's loose, right? And I happen to have really nice hair. Anyways, just a side note, if any of you, hear of, know of a kid that needs some hair, especially a cancer kid, cancer child. Kid is baby goat. It's not the correct. I hate kid. Let me see what you guys are talking about. Can't wait to do the CVH Return of the Jedi stream. Yeah. I just need to figure out how to film what's in front of me. It's always facing me. Yeah, that's the thing. You really need to do it on a computer, but that is too bad hearing about Mr. Rinzler. God bless and Godspeed. Yeah. What's your opinion of all of George's special edition changes? I used to hate them and want the theatrical version, but now I treasure them as the last thing George did to Star Wars. It's a very good way of looking at it and a good way of putting it. I do recognize your name, but I haven't seen you around much. So I know that you're fairly new or don't maybe talk that much or whatever. So I'm assuming you haven't been in many of my streams, so that's why I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you. I've said it many times, but this will answer your question. I'm not in love with all the things he did. The least favorite is that freaking Jabba in A New Hope. I very much am a purist. I'm a historian. I'm someone that cares about continuity, and I was in the theater when Star Wars came out. In fact, I was in the theater for all 9 of them when they came out. Some of the stuff I love. The window in Cloud City is absolutely spectacular. But as I said so many times, Star Wars is not yours, and Star Wars is not mine. It's George Lucas's. And if George Lucas, the maker, says the Jabba the Hutt was in that hangar Bay 94, when Han Solo takes off, then Jabba the fucking Hutt was in that hangar. I nor anyone has any place to question someone about his own story, his own creation. Thanks, D. I see it. I'll address it here in a second. Thank you. So I'm personally not a huge fan of every little thing that he changed. But at the end of the day, I love Star Wars because it is George's story. So while I don't agree with every little thing in the movies, while I, like all of us, go into one of the new movies, not new as in the sequels, but I'm talking about like every time one of the new movies came out, right? Whether it's the OT or the PT. We all had our ideas of what was going to happen and what should happen and what we would like to see. But at the end of the day, I always cherish Star Wars for what it is, George Lucas's vision. So even if I walked out of the theater, I never had super high expectations. I just went in wanting to see what George was going to give us. Not, well, I want to see Anakin do this. No, I went in, I want to see what George tells us Anakin does. So again, I'm not a huge fan of everything that he did, but I respect and love everything that he did because it is his story. Star Wars is George Lucas's. We're just the lucky fools that get to enjoy it. And as I have said many times, Star Wars is not perfect. George Lucas is not perfect. There's many things that could have been different. But at the end of the day, that was his story and his vision. And if you don't like what he did, then you're just not a Star Wars fan. And that's okay. You don't have to be. Star Wars is not for everyone. But the problem happens, and this is Disney's biggest mistake, is that people want Star Wars to be their Star Wars, what they want it to be, what they expect. And that's foolish. Star Wars is what it is. Either you love and appreciate it, or you don't. I absolutely treasure George's last work, and what the maker says is what is. So I hope that answered your question, because it's not my Star Wars. It's George Lucas's. I only wish that Dave Filoni had that same humility. The current editions on Disney Plus 1 through 6 is the true story of Star Wars because it's purely George, and they're the final versions of the films he left us with. Yeah, can't argue that. And yes, I donated $10 to Rinzler's page 3 days before he reached the 50,000 mark. Thank you so much. He is a friend of mine, and I appreciate it. But outside of being my friend, he's a really great person. So thank you. My father had pancreatitis and beat it. I wish Mr. Rinzler and his family the best. Yes, like I said, I'm not giving up, and I know Jonathan's not. Nor is his family or friends or, lots of fans. I'm not saying that the game is over, but we have to be real, and we have to recognize, like he himself is recognizing, that he's making plans. He's preparing because it doesn't look good. But we took out the Death Star with hope, didn't we? Me too. I try really hard to not refer to human children as kids. Yes, we're so used to saying it, but I hate it. I always try to catch myself because it literally means baby goats. It's not what you think. Children. Like so many things in this world and society, things are not what you think they are. Won't let me paste the link. It's on the Caring Bridge site. Yes. And I have it, but I gotta search it around and find it in email, and it's just like a whole thing. Which I meant to do this earlier, but just so much. Did you see the actual page, D? Because I'm on the site and it's not pulling up Rinzler or Jonathan Rinzler. Maybe they closed that page? Have you seen it recently? I don't see it there. Should show up under Rinzler, and it's not. Nor Jonathan Rinzler. Maybe they took it down and just did the GoFundMe. Yeah, he's not coming up here. I haven't looked here in a little while, so. I used to agree with you there on the Jabba thing, but the only reason George put him in A New Hope is because he wants you to watch them 1 through 6. So you would have already seen Jabba in Phantom Menace. No, I like Jabba in the Phantom Menace. I love him there. I think that's fine. I'm talking about A New Hope in the hangar. In Phantom Menace, he's fine. He's perfect. And it's not that Jabba being in the hangar is a problem. It just looks bad. It looks awkward. If you could do the CGI today, okay. But it wasn't necessary, and it doesn't look great. It doesn't even really look like Jabba. He looks different. He's smaller and slimmer, and he's moving around. And like Jabba's a fat slug that's just sitting on his damn throne all day. He's not moving around. He sleeps there. He sits there. He yanks on his slave girls and eats his frogs. That's what Jabba does. So for him to be, cruising around Tatooine and be in the hangar and all that, it's just. But again, I don't have so much a problem with Jabba being there. He just doesn't look right. It doesn't look good. So, but I will repeat, if George Lucas says that Jabba was supposed to be there, then Jabba was supposed to be there. People are telling me I praise George only because of Clone Wars and the ST sucks. I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm saying he's consistent. The Clone Wars runs the PT and ST didn't convince me the PT is good. Yep. Who do you think is worse? The guy who sets fire to your house or the guy who's too stupid to understand how to set your house on fire? Leia blew up the Death Star, not Luke. Yep. Leia and Rey, because, you know, Rey, according to her, we did it. She was there. Kids is satanic. I leave it at that. Yes. I hate it when I say kids. But again, we're also programmed. I'm as human as you are, and it slips too. But kids are not what you think they are. Children. God killed millions. I remember when I was in preschool and I said children, and my teachers tried to make me say kids instead. Wow. You see how they try to indoctrinate you? The only thing I respect about Kathleen Kennedy is that she refuses to touch George's films, and she was asked once about the theatrical versions, and she said, I would never change George's films. I would love to see that, because I don't remember her ever seeing that. But so you know, when George sold to Disney, part of the contract was they cannot touch his films. They cannot touch 1 through 6. But they can do everything around it, and they can make a new 1 through 6. And that's what's coming. So be prepared. Because the Star Wars YouNow died in 2012. That's probably only because it's in the contract, assuming George told them they're not allowed to change anything. He did. Exactly. When he sold it, stipulation was they cannot touch 1 through 6. If Rinzler is conservative, they probably removed his page for wrong thing. That page isn't anything political. It's a medical update site. So, I mean, that's not impossible. Twitter censored the president, for Christ's sake, so it's not impossible. But I don't think that's... I thought you wanted the mystery to remain that the audience doesn't see him until Jedi. But you just don't like how it looks. I agree. He looks fantastic at Venomous. Yeah. Again, I don't have a problem with him there. It's just of all the things, it just didn't look very good. I don't have a problem with seeing Jabba. I mean, he runs Tatooine. That's his shit. You know, Han owes him this, right? Has dumped his shit, so it's perfectly fine that Jabba's there. I have no problem with that. How come in the Phantom Menace in 1999 he looks brilliant, but in A New Hope Special Edition 2004 he looks weird? Yeah. I mean, hell, remake him and do it with the newer CGI. You know, he does not look great. He doesn't look like Jabba. Exalted One, yes, that is in their contract, and that she can't change his films. She can't change them, but she can remake them and fuck them up way more than they're already fucked up Star Wars so far. Right. They can do everything around it to fucking change the story and fuck it up. And that's what they're doing. But mark my words, they will be making a new 1 through 6 to fit perfectly with Rey. Kathleen Kennedy. My town hates me. Why? Hotel Campestre Maria Isabel. Roberto, I don't have my phone, so I'm using this account. I was doing something else important. What did I miss? Oh, well, you missed a lot. You're going to want to watch the replay, especially the first hour. I just got a new kitten. What should I name it? Very odd question, but I don't know. A Star Wars name? Is that what you're asking? Man, a million names. I'd have to think about that. I don't know if you're joking or what, but Uba Uba. Yeah, that's a hell of a name. Uba. People on TikTok tell me George said Boba isn't a Mandalorian, and Mark loves the TLJ. If that's true, why can't I find anything? Because you're liars. George Lucas never said that. The reason Mandalorians exist is because of Boba Fett. Number 2, Mark Hamill has clearly said in several occasions that he does not like TLJ or anything that Disney has done with Luke Skywalker. Furthermore, there's a deleted scene from The Last Jedi of Mark Hamill on his knees crying with R2 because he sees the Jedi Temple in flames and he can't believe that he's sitting there playing as Jake Skywalker. He literally had a breakdown on set. But the dumbass went through with it. So it's his fault too. Because he should have walked off the set and said, fuck this. Uba Uba. I went crazy because Not My Star Wars was talking about Disney stupidity. Yeah, that's part of what happened. The powers that be are so fucked up, they would take down a dying man's carrying bridge or GoFundMe sites down for saying the wrong thing on Facebook, for fuck's sake, satanic fucks. Yeah, no, that's possible. What was I gonna say? Shoot, it slipped my mind. I don't remember. C-3PO and Leia, Walby and Kenobi, right? Dildoni. There you go. There's a kitty's name, Dildoni. So many people I know try to change me. They think I'm annoying, stupid, and too gay. Be yourself. Don't worry about anyone else. Because someone who truly loves you is going to accept you exactly how you are. Whether it be your mate, your friends, your family, your children, whatever. Always just be yourself. Be true to yourself. Because guess what? Everyone else around you is going to die or walk away or do their own life. They're going to do what they want to do to be happy, yet try to tell you how to be happy. So what you need to do, don't hurt anybody, don't disrespect anybody, don't do anything crazy, but you live your life. You can't worry about other people. You need to be you and worry about you and be happy. The interview where Kathy said that was by Steel Wars. It's on YouTube. She says it towards the end because the guy is asking whether or not they can release theatrical versions. Okay, I'll look into that. Thank you. I would love to see that. Who do you like more, Kathleen Kennedy or Donald Trump? Donald Trump 1,000 times over. And I'm not a Trump fan. They've been doing it since I was diagnosed with autism. Same thing I said. You can't. If you live your life worrying about the opinion of others, then you're never going to get anything done or be happy or go anywhere because you're going to be too worried about everyone else. You need to worry about you. You need to do what makes you happy, and you need to do you need to live your life. Can't worry about what other people say. If I was worried about what other people say, would I be up here doing what I do? Me, of all people, that gets so much hate. If Martin Luther King was worried about what other people thought and everything that they said, would he have done what he did? George Washington, Gandhi, you can go on and on and on and on. If those people were so concerned with what others thought, they would have never done the things they did. You have to worry about what's right. About Dildoni, the cat. I went to send you a pic via Messenger on my mail call, and the chat and chat a little bit about some of the movies and DVD versions I picked up. What do you think? Want to send you a pic? Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Of course, dude. You can always reach me there, of course. I can't look at it now, or I won't even look at it tonight because it's just too much, but you know, I'll look at it. Trump isn't ruining Star Wars. Good answer. KK wouldn't have ruined Star Wars if it wasn't for Trump. Orange Man bad. Yes. Was Disney one of the studios that rejected Star Wars when George was going to studios? I don't know. The thing is, in 77, Disney didn't really have studios like that. Disney was animation. Yes, they had some old movies, but they didn't have Disney studios. That was probably 80s or 90s. I'd have to look it up, but there wasn't a Disney studios like there is now. So I don't think that George would even have gone to Disney with that because Disney didn't have the capacity to make big films like that. That's a newer thing. The interview itself is pretty painful to sit through, but all she says is, I haven't touched those. Are you kidding? Those will always remain George's, or something like that. Very cringeworthy video. Oh no, I'm gonna look. I'm always looking for little gems like that. That I'm gonna look at. Did you watch the interview of Paul Duncan talking about George's sequels in Star Wars series channel the other day? I know you don't like him, but Paul gave a lot of insight into George and his work. I didn't know that he had Paul Duncan on there. I don't watch Star Wars Theory, but perhaps I will take a look. I didn't know that he had interviewed him because I paid no attention to theories. I only deal in facts. But I will take a look at it. I'm sure Theory didn't know what to ask or say, but I'll take a look. All right. There's the Kathy interview link. It doesn't show. Let me see. Does it show it on YouTube? I don't see. Yeah, it doesn't like to let you guys add links. I don't know why, because there's even an option in YouTube where you can block links, and I don't have it blocked. But it's for some reason it doesn't let you guys. Yeah, I don't see a link. I will look for it. I can probably find it. Or if you go to the description of this or any of my videos, any of my live streams, all my social medias are there. Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Parler. I mean, I've got so many that you can reach me at, if anything. But I'll look for it. Thank you for trying. Yeah, it doesn't like to let you guys leave links. Doesn't even know who his guest was. Yeah, no, he just knows that he wrote the book, but he has no clue. What if Ula became Darth Vader? Yeah, well, it'll happen. You'll find it anyway, don't worry. Just Steel Wars, Kathleen Kennedy. Yeah, I'll look for it. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. Just letting me know I can find it. As a matter of fact, let me write down a note because I have so much stuff going on. I know Steel Wars. I don't watch them, and I don't know if I'm subscribed, but I know of them. Female Darth Vader, though, I'm going to DeviantArt. Yes. All right. I think to maintain this is a Star Wars news video and not go on too much, and it has been 3 hours, which I know that lately I've been doing shorter streams, but it's not because I don't want to hang out or whatever. Don't think, what are you sending me? Kathleen Kennedy laughs off the idea of changing. Okay, I see it right here. Gotcha. Yeah, you're a mod, so I guess you can post. April 26, 2017. Okay, yeah, I'll take a look at it. Thank you, Wes. Appreciate it. I will always hang with you guys. If there's a bunch of stuff to talk about, I'll stay on here. You guys know I'll stay on here 20 freaking hours. But I always try to consider you guys on the replay, and I try to consider someone new, that if you're seeing the video and we're just chatting for 8 hours, it kind of takes away from the point of this being Star Wars news. So, between I don't have any other news, and man, the first hour of this stream was very emotionally draining. That was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. But it's important, and I'm glad that I got through it and that I could do my little part. What happened? Oh, come on. Check your messenger when you have a moment and then put the pics on the screen so everyone can see them. Different titles. But yeah, that's going to turn into a conversation about other movies, dude. That's one thing, is I want to keep these streams Star Wars. Mr. Plinkett stuff again. Can we bitch about Kevin Smith? Not here. All right, just watch the first part of the stream. I am moved. I will get that book as soon as I can. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Can't wait to hear your opinion on what she says or the interview in general. Prepare to fucking cringe hard. Yeah. As a matter of fact, next week I'll talk about it. Maybe we'll even watch the video, but I'll watch it and I don't know how much there is there or what to talk about, but I'll look at it. Girl who played Ula looked exactly the same when they filmed the scene where she falls into the Rancor pit. Why wouldn't she look the same? I don't understand the question. It's the same girl. Why? I'm not sure I understand the question. I don't think he knows enough about it. I watched it. It's pretty boring. 14 years later, and she still looked fine. Some women age very gracefully, plus makeup. You could put in chapter titles on the replay to help rewatchers not have to sit through non-Star Wars content. No, it's been all Star Wars content. I just don't think it makes sense to run a stream for another 6 hours of us talking about not Star Wars. So I think the smart thing is to end this as a Star Wars news. Plus, I am insanely drained from the beginning of this. Now, I am going to go to YouNow right after this. I'm going to open up the cantina, and there we can talk about anything. I can exhale and decompress and smile. Not that I'm in a bad mood. I love you guys. I'm very happy to be here, but I can step away from the stream because it was very draining and, again, very difficult to do. So, They filmed the movie in 83. They filmed the scene mid-90s, and she didn't change. Again, some women age very gracefully. Second, makeup. Makeup does a lot more than you know. That's why I don't really like girls with makeup, because when they take it off, they look completely different. And it's not to say that they're just inherently going to be ugly, but they don't look like what they look like. And I don't like that. I want to meet you and know you as you. I don't mind my girlfriend or wife getting dolled up so we can go out. Sure, it's nice. But when you live your life with makeup, no one sees you. And the point is to see that person in front of you, whatever the capacity is. A business partner, your wife, your friend, whatever. It was all about Jonathan Rinzler. What's wrong with your face? I don't know what's wrong. And are you speaking to me, or I'm not sure what you mean. Droid attacks on the Wookiees, that we can talk about. Even though the videos annoy me because people actually bought this bullshit, I still think they're entertaining. It's all right, man. When you get that emotional, the best thing is to rest a little. Yeah, it was very draining. And again, it's not that I'm like wiped out or need to sleep or anything. I'm full of energy. I feel great. It's just I need to like step away from this and go into another room. You know what I mean? Another mindset. So over in the cantina, I can just chill out. We can play games. We can talk. If you wanted me to look at the pictures and we can talk about that stuff, we can do that over there. And you know, I have no problem. I just, again, don't want these Star Wars streams to go off because it's not really fair to someone that comes in the future. And I have a lot of shit on my mind and my plate. While my sister wears 5,000 pounds of makeup, she doesn't want me wearing eyeliner. Yeah, well, girls. Like the Chinese women that got surgery in order to marry and they got sued by her husband because their son was ugly as hell. I didn't know about that, but that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Nothing else. Stream on my own tomorrow. Okay, dude. Do you know what time? Because I kind of I'm not staying away from YouTube, but I'm not on it every day like I used to be. I've been taking a little bit of a break. As you guys know, I haven't put out a video in a while, and there are videos coming. I just if you have an idea, so I know to look, I will do my best to come. Mr. Plinkett quote, "What's wrong with your face?" He was talking about the girl who worked for Newt Gunray, who had the thing over her face. Okay, I got you. What's the name of Steel Wars video you're referring to? Dave, if you look up, Wes had put the link. I actually have it here. Kathleen Kennedy laughs off the idea of changing George Lucas's last edit. Steel Wars interview, April 26, 2017. But if you look up a little bit, Wes had put the link. And I will watch it, and I will most likely talk about it next week if there's anything there. But I'll check it out. Just one eyeliner. Plinkett. I always wondered why she wore that too. What's wrong with her face? Who knows? Too funny. How is the plumbing? Still having issues. It's been pretty much fixed, but I have to move. I don't know if you missed that. I mentioned it before, but I have to move. We're looking for a new place, and so that's another thing that's going on. There's a lot going on right now. Maybe in the near future, I'm going to have to suspend 1 or 2 Fridays, but everything should get back to normal fairly soon. But I do have to pack all my shit and move and go through all this fucking mess. And I'm not totally sure what I'm going to do either. I'm considering maybe changing states. I don't know what I'm going to do. There's a lot of stuff going on. But right now I can shower and I can use the toilet, yes. Did you see my Scarface short? No, I did not. I will take a look. Okay, good. I hope you found it. If not, I have the link. Did a quick Google search, yeah. She was the girl who said they lost something when Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan escaped. Yeah. Yep. So, I guess I'm gonna finish the stream. I need to step away and unwind. In just a few minutes, I'll open up the cantina over in YouNow, and there we can talk about whatever you guys want. So, you know, I hope you guys will come over there. If you haven't been over there, I mean, I know it's another platform, and some people are like, I don't want to sign up for a new thing and all that, and I get it. And there's nothing saying that you have to come over there, but know that we have a lot of fun over there. I have a little Star Wars cantina over there, and we have games, and we talk smack, and we have fun, and we just be ourselves. It's fun over there, and I will put if you go to YouNow, you can easily find me under the same name, or I always post the links in the community tab when I go over there. So, well, lately, all day, that's something else. For the past week, and I'm trying to experiment, I leave the cantina open all day in YouNow. So you guys have 24-hour access to hang out, play games, talk to me. I'm in and out of the room, but I'm around. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to do a cantina stream where I'm editing. So you can hang out and watch me live editing. So just, you know, it's there if anybody wants to check it out. All you have to do is sign up. You just literally sign in with your YouTube or your Google or your Twitter, whatever, or Facebook, and you're in. It's free. There's nothing you have to do. You just hang out and have fun. So, you can come crash with me in my new apartment on Star Wars. Looks like I found a place. Hopefully, I won't be going home to the homeless shelter for another 3 to 5 months. Well, first of all, I hope that doesn't happen, especially with what you've been through. Careful, because I might pop up at your door. I appreciate it. We can talk some more. I am curious what's going on with you. Today I watched the creepy readings video of 5 YouTubers that need to be stopped. I'm glad you're not like the 5 people in the creepy readings videos. I don't know that. I don't know what that is, but okay. I'm glad to, I guess. All right. So, let me see. All right, well, we raised $30. I appreciate it, guys. Again, this replay will always be up. The fundraiser will be ongoing. There's no time limit or anything. Next week, next month, next year, you want to make a donation, $2, $2,000, whatever you want to do, it's there. I hope that if nothing else, you will send Jonathan a few words of encouragement. You can always support his GoFundMe. You can always donate to the children. If anyone knows about a child that needs hair, please let me know. I would be very happy. And a very easy way to support Jonathan is to buy his books. Look in the bookstores, look on Amazon. He has a lot of really wonderful books, and it helps. The link for All Up is in the description. When the new book comes out, I will also put it in the description. I will be talking to Jonathan very soon. If I have any other news or anything, we will talk about it next week. Hopefully everything will work out. And yeah, there are some videos coming. And we will do this next Friday. And like I said, I'm on YouNow every day now. Just hanging out there. So if you want to come talk smack, you want to come just hang out, you want to see a different side. I mean, I'm the same person. Anybody there will tell you. But, you know, here I try to keep it very Star Wars. There we talk about whatever. So I hope some of you will join us there at some point. It's a fun place. You're close enough to where I would put you up in my spare room until you found a place. Well, I appreciate that. I don't know what's going to happen, so we'll see. But we can talk about it. That Creepy Reading is a YouTuber. His latest videos is on 5 YouTubers who are assholes like Mini Lad and Shane Dawson. Thank you, Adaptive. I appreciate it. Videos on creepy pastas and stuff, scary stuff like Blame It on Jorge. Okay. Yeah, I don't know that channel. All right. Well, thanks guys for your time. I hope, man, that first hour was rough, but it was good. I'm glad I did it. And, I hope it was worth it. I think it will be. Please support Jonathan. Like I said, if anything, I can contact him if you want to send him something. If you have some words, whatever, you can make a video. I mean, there's all kinds of ways. You know? So, just let me know. The stream will always be there. You can always donate. The link is in the description and pinned to the top of this chat. You can always go to his GoFundMe. The link to his book and the next book coming will be added. You can buy his book and support there. And again, I'll add his Twitter, and I might have 2 or 3 other links where you can. He has a YouTube, JW Rinzler. I'll add those links. You can leave a comment. You can watch his stuff. Buy his books. That's one of the best ways, because it helps support him. It helps support his family. It reminds him of how important his books are, and you get something tangible. You know what I mean? You have a beautiful thing. Not that just donating money isn't special too, but that's, you know, buying a book, you have something that you can cherish. And books are good. The offer is legit and open, brother. Don't be afraid to take me up on it. Okay, I do appreciate it, and you know, I'm not saying that I will, but I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. So we will talk about it, and I do appreciate it. Thank you, NotMySTARWARS. May the Force be with you. You too, D. Thank you so much as always. It was good talking to you the other day. I know we will talk again very soon. I've been so overwhelmed. I need to get the stuff for the HASBRO guy, but just right now I can't even begin. But we'll talk about that too. And the other stuff that we talk about. So for some reason I've been having a habit lately when sometimes I say mang instead of man. Yeah, Scarface will do that too. Dylan, hey, how are you doing? Thanks for coming by. I was just actually closing up this stream. I appreciate you stopping in. The replay will be up if you're interested. The first hour is very emotional and interesting. And the rest is Star Wars news. Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah. And I'll be closing this, and in a few minutes I'll open up my cantina on YouNow, and I'll be over there. And I'm sure some of you will join me over there. So if anything, if you want to come hang out, it'll be back up in YouNow in just a few minutes. All right. So, all right, dude, may the Force be with you always. Good night. Yeah, you too. You didn't tell me when you're going live tomorrow. at least an idea. Night, evening, what? I'll try to look, but you know how YouTube is with notifications. Mustafar Duel, it's awesome. It's not my favorite, but it's great. It's a little long. It is a little bit extra flary and flashy, but it was good. I like it. May the force be with you, James. I will send you a mail later, probably evening. Okay, cool. Yeah, just let me know. For sure. Yeah. Or if you remember, leave a comment on this or send me an email with the link when you actually do go live or whatever. But if you remind me, I will do my best to stop by. Alrighty. Remember, I have hair for a child out there. Keep your eyes and ears open. There's going to be some solo films now too. Well, there's one coming, the Rogue Squadron, but there's not really any films in plans. They're doing a lot of shows. So, but we'll see. Okay, so one more time. Ears and eyes open. I have hair for a cancer child. Check out Jonathan's books, whether you buy 1 or 10 or none. Take a look. They're beautiful. The link to support Jonathan directly in the GoFundMe is at the top of the description. It's pinned to the top of this chat. This stream will always be in my playlist and in my videos. The fundraiser does not have its closing date. It's open. So anytime, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, you want to donate $1, $1,000, whatever you want to do. It's there. Remember the children. Can't wait for Solo 2, a Star Wars sequel. Yes. Kenobi being one. Yeah, Kenobi's a show, not a film. Disney Plus series. I saw this on YouNow. Is that Opa? I'm about to go back and open the cantina, assuming that's Opa. So my YouNow people, I'll be back up there with a new fresh stream with the cantina in just a few minutes. Am I forgetting anything? No, I think so. Oh, I will also post the link in the description of this to it's Brian, yes. What Star Wars Means to Us with Jonathan Rinzler. I have to say that was a fantastic conversation. Everybody loved that interview. You can find it on my channel very easily. There's actually a playlist for What Star Wars Means to Us, but you can find it very easily, the Rinzler interview. I will put the link in this description as well. So I hope you check that out. It was a lot of fun and shows you who Jonathan is. All right, guys. I love you guys. Thank you as always for supporting. We will keep going. Not My Star Wars isn't going anywhere. The next month or so is going to be a little up and down. I have to move. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background. Most of it is very good. Can't really say there's anything bad, but there's just a lot on my plate. And obviously this Jonathan Rinzler thing was very difficult. But we'll keep pushing. We'll keep hoping. And we'll do it again next Friday. Every day I'm on YouNow. If you guys ever need a place to hang out, talk, unwind, ask, whatever, I'm there. We'll have a few shenanigans.
And we had ideas going up on the board and Daniel scribbling dinosaurs. It was so great.
Uba. Uba. Uba.
For Nancy. Come on.
Fade in.
KK got stuck there.
Maker of Video Man Game. Location unknown.
Don't worry, guys. I'll see you after.
After.
After what?
After.
Always remember,
Star Wars is for fucking kids.
and very important, there is no Civil War. There is no going away from Jake Skywalker. They are connecting it. I've shown you 1,000 times the proof. I've shown you the connections. And even today, I showed you that they're going there. Star Wars died in 2012. If you guys truly want Star Wars back, if this is what you want, you have to turn your back to everything that Disney makes. You have to remind them at every turn that you don't want that nonsense. There's only one solution.
Wipe them out. All of them.
Hashtag sell Lucasfilm. Use it everywhere. Put it on their videos, on their Twitter, anything Star Wars related. HASBRO, McDonald's, whatever. Something talks about Star Wars, you remind them. Hashtag sell Lucasfilm. Squeeze Mickey by the nuts so fucking hard that he's got no choice but to sell it. That's the only way you're ever going to see Star Wars again. So it's up to you guys, because I can't do it alone. Otherwise, we're going to continue with this Dildoni fucking mess. Do you want Star Wars? Because you give it to somebody like me, you're going to get the sequel trilogy that we were supposed to get. A proper fucking Luke Skywalker. Hashtag sell Lucasfilm. For Jonathan and all of you,
May the Force be with us.
for Brie Larson,
Please like the video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, keep your comments to yourself.
I will see you guys next week, and we'll do it again. I appreciate you guys. Never, ever.
There's something very important I forgot to tell you.
What?
Don't cross the streams. Why?
You want to know why?
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
May the Force be with you guys. If you guys have YouNow in here, or you can get it, feel free to come join the streams. Yeah, please do. We have a lot of fun over there. I appreciate it, Dylan. Video Man Hype. What's going on? I'm literally about to end the stream, Tasmanta. You may want to watch the replay. It's been a doozy. And I'll be over on YouNow. Be if you're in Lego. Thank you for subscribing, DJ Dumpter. I appreciate it. Opa, thank you for subscribing. I will see you in a minute. Have a good night. I wish I caught this early. Yeah, sorry. But there's the replay, and I will be here next Friday. May the force be with Mr. Rinzler. That reminds me. When I spoke to him after the interview, and I've mentioned this before, but I'll leave with this. I've heard "May the Force be with us." I've heard "May the Force be with you." I've heard, different variations. But Jonathan, we were finishing the conversation, and I said, "Hey, thanks for everything. May the Force be with you." And he said, "Thank you. May the Force be with us all." That's Jonathan Rinzler. You guys have a great night, a great week. I will be here next Friday, and we will continue to go on. For George Lucas, for you, me, and for Star Wars. Love you guys, and I will see you very soon. May the Force be with you. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the video. May the Force be with you.